All right.
Hey!
There we go. Now you can probably hear us.
Okay, so that whole first part of this podcast, for whoever might be watching the VOD, is completely silent.
Oh man.
What a shame. They missed all our jokes about Bitcoin.
Yeah, they missed
the financial analysis.
Financial commentary.
Yeah. All right. Well, now that we actually have audio up.
Let's do the briefing.
We're so bad at this.
Oh man. Let us reintroduce exactly what's going on.
Let's turn this blue
So, on this stream, what we're doing is we are playing, and all of these guys currently have blank character sheets. And all they have is the... yeah, thanks, Jason. Otherwise, that would have been really awkward when we look back at just like an entire stream with no audio. Would have been pretty damn bad.
Pretty spooky.
Yeah, exactly. Just like me like talking and like that.
It's not bad. It's
Dice
avant-garde.
Yeah, exactly. But yes, so what we are doing is we are actually playing D&D. These guys don't know anything about their characters. They are spirits that have inhabited the bodies of some vessels, of which when they look at any other creature that has been possessed by a supernatural being of any sort, they can only see the being that is beneath the skin, pretty much. So they cannot see each other, they cannot see themselves when they look down to see who they are. And throughout this this episode, what we're going to be doing is we are going to be figuring out who they are and why they were sent here. So, currently, they are in a bar, a bustling bar in which, right now, we've had our friend Nick over here chug a few ales and order another one. Our friend William has been gorging himself on the food that is in front of him when he came to consciousness. Greg is looking around the tavern.
I am.
And when he does, he sees that the tavern itself has it's pretty small, like homely place kind of thing. There are about like 5 or 6 tables, and it seems to be an evening where many of them are full. Okay. There are quite a few people around. It seems to be bustling. It also seems that there is there's a stage where a few musical instruments have been left there, as if someone had just played. Okay.
That's it.
And well, you guys don't know. You weren't here.
Yeah.
So that is where we are currently.
Okay.
Any specific things that you would like to ask about? There's a...
I'm going to down the rest of my new flagon of ale.
All right.
And wander on over to the stage.
Okay.
What sort of instruments are lying about?
You see that there is a lute.
Just the one? Or is there
there's a lute as well as, it seems there's also a pan flute. Yeah.
Dibs on the flute. I'll just start, just idly pick up the lute and pluck out a couple strands if I can.
All right. Go ahead and roll for it.
That's another 10.
10. All right. You have a 9.
Plus 9, you say?
No.
No.
Like a total of 9.
Oh, you're
Oh,
So you're not the bard. Is what he's trying to say. That's the
well.
So you pluck out it's extremely off key. Like some of the people just look at you. You have
Forget this. I'll put it back down.
A stale piece of bread goes flying at your head.
Can I try and catch the stale piece of bread?
Sure, go for it.
Roll, or is that the dex?
That will be a dex.
16.
17. All right, so you are able to catch it.
Hey.
So you catch the piece of bread.
I'll put the loot back down and return to my table and is there some stew I can sop up?
Yeah, there's still a little bit left, so you sop it up and you have a little bit more food there to go on.
Can I, while I'm continuing to look around, can I make a perception check to try to determine if anyone is suspicious of us in particular?
Okay.
Has it been noticed that we are... Basically, is anybody
Yep.
paying attention to us particularly?
Okay, go ahead and give me a roll for perception. Or actually, that would be...
Yeah, there's no sense motive, so...
Yeah, there's no sense motive.
Oh, insight.
It's insight, yeah,
I
yeah.
love people with, like,
Insight.
if you're in
And
a bar and people start acting strangely after they drink a lot, like, you'd have to, like...
Well, but I mean,
Be
like,
really,
I'm looking out for, like, people who are, like, staring straight at our table unbelievably.
what is your roll?
I mean, do you want insight or perception?
Give me insight.
Insight is 18 roll.
18 roll? Okay. So you look around, and you notice that the...
Gee, thanks. I noticed Jason sitting in the corner.
Yeah. Yeah, that is true. You are, in fact, staring right at our table. You do notice that the barmaid seems to be giving you a little bit of a curious look.
Okay.
She seems to be the only one, and you rolled a 21.
Do I want?
So, she seems to be like a little bit like, this is different in some way.
That's probably -1 in charisma.
I would like to talk to her about that, but I'll give other people the opportunity to do stuff first.
All right.
I want to play the lute.
You want to go play the flute? All right,
Not the
cool.
lute, the flute.
The flute. All right.
Yeah.
So you go up on stage. Go ahead and give me a roll.
D20. Yeah.
He's the Neil Peart of flute.
That's an 8 also.
8. So you pick up the pan flute and you like give a few notes on the pan flute. Like just it does sound off. You can't really get any kind of melody going, anything like that. That was an 8, you said. You rolled a 9.
I go up to him and I'm kind of.
Are you gonna fucking critique me?
Yeah, no, I'm like, you don't know how to play.
I hit
And
him.
I pick up the
I
lute.
hit him with the flute.
Okay, give me a roll.
Fucking show you.
Oh my god!
20.
Oh! Bye! My character's gonna die.
All right, you hit him with the flute. And
I don't even know my armor class now.
so you did hit.
I don't take criticism well, apparently.
And go ahead and give me a it's an improvised weapon, so a D4.
This is gonna be the freaking unarmed monk
2d4.
Right.
character, of course.
A 2D4.
2d10.
Does he crit, right?
You want
Oh yeah, 2D4.
Okay.
It
Of
is-
course.
6.
6.
Yeah.
So William, you take 16 damage. that pan flute like went straight into your face, and like your part of your like nose is a little bit broken. It seems to be.
Damn it! I didn't know.
Oh no, sorry, it's my bad. It only does it once, so it is not a full 16. It is an 11.
That's still a lot.
That's still a +5!
I go for a follow-up
I think
retort
we
to that.
found our
Go ahead, roll for it.
fighter.
Yeah.
19.
Alrighty.
Roll there.
Let's see what happens with that.
So I hope you glad enjoyed this novel idea being turned into just a
Yeah.
PvP bye-bye.
Okay, one of you guys should see how the rest of the bar is reacting.
Yeah, I'm getting there.
I'm trying to see if I can get this to spread.
So you do hit, and Harrison,
Raise
or
your hand
go ahead and
at
give me a
my
1d4.
1d4. Do I know how much I added to that?
No.
Okay.
Or you added.
Depends on, yeah. it's
Yeah.
all what
Imagine
you
the
want to tell
flute
us.
is probably
Currently no.
busted.
No.
That was a roll 2.
All right, Harrison, take 1 damage.
We got a heavy armor mastery here.
I have a -1 strength.
Yes, you
So-
do.
It's just like real life. I do survey the rest of the bar. Are people getting involved? Are they backing away?
Can we
Are
get
they
a
not
fight started?
caring?
What's my over under on getting something a real fight started here?
All right, I'm gonna give Greg first,
Yes.
and then you.
I apologize. I didn't know my strength was like +3 or something.
Wait, yeah, actually, that's a good question.
Plus
Are,
five.
are the
Is it?
spirits
Yeah.
familiar with
Because
each
you
other?
rolled a 6 and you did 11.
Oh,
damage.
that's shit. Oh my god.
Or are we just strangers?
You have max.
So
That's fucking. Okay.
You're probably an
What do we
orc
got
of
there?
some sort.
chain guess DM.
I mean, that sounds pretty fun to me.
I mean,
but
totally, yes.
It's Jacob's
I
table,
100% agree. I would say if you have any kind of inspiration, definitely go for it.
Jacob, you should pull up the restream on your phone so you don't have to. You don't have as
Yep,
much
you're
trouble
right.
reading.
Could you give me my phone?
I can't give you your phone. That would probably be a helpful first step.
But before I do that, what I'm going to do is I am going to go ahead and say, Greg, when you look around, people are definitely interested. They're just like,
Are they like getting out of their seats ready to punch somebody in the face? Or like, are they like, what the fuck are these people doing?
let's see.
Took so little to break society down.
A single comment
Bane?
on
They are not rearing out of their seats. It does seem like they're more curious as to what's going on there rather than like extremely concerned.
Okay.
It doesn't seem like this is the atmosphere of like a full barroom brawl about to happen.
Okay. That's good.
I'd try and rally that crowd.
Has anyone reacted to the pan flute being smashed into splinters against his brow?
Was the flute
no.
broken? Do I still have it?
You have one of the pipes of the pan flute. Like it's you know the that one, and it's just like it's one of them. You still have it like clutched in your hand, but only one.
So yeah, I'm gonna say, come on, guys, let's get him.
What would you like to do with that?
Persuasion.
You want to do persuasion?
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Just to the general bar room.
Okay.
Not like.
That's 7.
So you have a few people actually like getting up because you rolled a 14.
You have like max charisma.
What the fuck is happening right now?
So you like a few of the people that are sitting around
each, like,
are just
excel
who are
in
paying
their
attention to this. Like you have them like they've started like throwing some of like their stale bread at you, and like it's just like that and one of them even like it like gets up and it seems like he's about to come onto the stage. One of his buddies is just like holding him back, but it seems that there are some people here who
It's hard to be the bard.
I'll get up and I'll charge the stage too, laughing and dump beer on him.
I hate this.
You started it.
Yeah, no.
all right. When you get up and go towards the stage, at first, people are just like the people. Well, first you run past them, and like the guy who was getting up to almost join.
Am I like some sort of
Immediately-
elderly cleric?
Immediately sits down, and as does
You dissuaded all of them.
and
I'm
then
probably like some sort of old cleric. How do I feel running?
no, you feel pretty fine.
You're like a super young cleric.
Can I attempt to channel some sort of magical ability?
Sure. What are you attempting to accomplish with this magical ability?
He's looking pretty bloodied. I wonder if I can patch him up.
Alrighty.
He's gonna
I'm
cast shocking
prodding him directly in the form, like, heal?
Shocking grasp.
Alright. Go ahead and roll, I believe it is 2d8.
Oh shit!
I
Or
got-
actually, spellcaster.
That's a 12.
12. Alright. So you gain, let's see,
Like 20 health.
you gain 17 health.
Well, I'm back up to whatever that full health may be. Well, this is gonna be fun if we fight someone. We don't know
what
like
was
what
the
our health is
what was
at.
the path? So I'm a cleric of life, is it? Probably.
I don't know. You just healed 17 health. I don't know
Oh,
exactly
you
what's
rolled
going on.
12, which means I add +5. Yes.
No metaing.
Hey, no, this is metaing all the way.
So yes, you go up and you heal him, and yeah, everyone in the bar seems to have like quieted down.
All right. I'll palm him like, oh, I guess I gotta be the stolid authority.
Responsible.
I'll reach out and I attempt to stroke what I presume will be a beard.
It does seem like you feel like a little bit of a
beardly in essence.
a bit of a go-to.
By the way, I look around like, where's my eye level at?
Your eye level seems to be normal. You know, it's you don't seem to be looking down at anyone. You also don't seem to be looking up at anyone.
No gnomish cleric.
Or up to anyone.
Now I'm gonna try and play loot.
Nothing
All right.
no,
You go ahead and grab the loot. What are you doing?
I'll wait till he tries to play.
Okay.
12.
12.
Then I'm done for a while.
Oh, if I like attempt, do we count as undead? If someone casts turn undead, like
The spirits are
will it
basically
hit my stealth?
You will have to find out.
This is intriguing.
We'll kill ourselves.
Banish those bad.
TPK.
Boom! Whoa! Okay.
You roll what?
Hey.
12.
I guess
you
we
start
do.
strumming the lute quite like your fingers seem to be finding the notes very well. It seems to be like, really nice, and you have rolled a 16.
My 12, so that's a +4 to performance.
Cleric? Question mark.
Race. Probably a +4 charisma. Rolled a +7 persuasion, +4 performance.
Yeah.
So, I am going to continue approaching the waitress.
Mm-hmm.
And
Well,
kind of
this
just be
whole
like,
thing goes down.
Exactly. I'm just going to be like, hey, I'd like to apologize to my friends. They're clearly making a scene. I think we're going to get out of here. How much will it be to settle up and also, like, convince you to forget this ever happened? And roll a persuasion check.
All right.
Who are you talking to?
The waitress. All right. Go ahead and give me a persuasion.
14.
All right. She looks at you. Also gives you a little bit of a a curious look.
Little side eye.
But says, "Oh, it'll be 5 gold to settle up everything."
Okay.
It's like nothing.
And yeah, things like this happen every once in a while. So,
cash.
so it's fine. It's
You
don't worry.
peasants are nothing.
And you rolled what? What was it?
14.
14. Your total was persuasion 19.
And then so I'm going to reach into my purse and I'm going to pull out 5 gold pieces.
Oh. Hey, what's going on? I kind of a new god here.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go ahead and pull
Harrison,
out,
also could you lower the left knob a little bit?
Is that why we keep turning
other
blue?
Not that much. Just a little bit. Just yeah. Okay, that's good. That's good. It was just turning red when you guys were talking. So
Now we were peeking.
yeah, we were peeking.
so yeah, I'm gonna reach into my purse and grab. I assume I have 5 gold pieces in my purse.
Yes, you do.
Okay. I hand them over to the waitress happily.
Mhm.
How many gold pieces do I have left?
You have currently. You look in your bag. You have about 45 gold left. 45 gold, 4 silver, 2 copper. Oh shit! That's what I should have done. Damn it! Just had an idea. I literally have bags and coins.
Ah, that would
I
have
should have just been like, "Here's your coin purses."
Yeah, that would have
But yes.
and then after that, I'm going to sort of move towards where my friends are settling down their brawl,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to kind of huddle with them and convince them that we should get the fuck out of here.
Alrighty. You can definitely talk to your friends and convince them to do that. Is anyone else trying to do anything else here?
I'm looking.
I agree, but then I take what's left of my like flute
Yeah.
and I throw it like as hard as possible at some like person in the audience.
Okay. Go ahead.
Preferably the guy that like was going to like fight me, but then did not.
All right. Go ahead and give me an attack roll.
It's a 4.
4.
Really hope I'm like super high. I don't know if my dex is.
So you throw the flute like pipe like as hard as you can in that direction.
Does it make it tooting noise?
It just like it's one of those like kind of noises, and instead of hitting him, it hits about 2 meters above him in the ceiling.
Fuck.
And it just like
And
it hits the
it
ceiling.
stays there.
It does stay there.
Okay.
Very strong, not very accurate.
And yeah.
Cool. Yeah, so I basically
Okay,
just
we're
walk up
done.
to my
We're
friends
done
and I'm
here.
like, all right, you guys are causing a scene. We can't blow this. This is the first time did we ever answer the question about do we know each other as spirits?
You have been in the presence of each other. You've been you've
Very
wandered
haunted.
together for
We're like
times.
Similar
we're
places.
ghost buddies.
Yeah, you guys are decently friendly with each other.
All right. I walk up to them and say, do not blow this for us.
Fellows of the
Let's get out of here before the whatever passes for the
Perhaps
guards
I'm a
these days
druid.
show up.
Yeah, okay.
Hmm?
We need to
I'm a
get out of here
druid.
anyway because I embarrassed myself with that terrible throw.
I know.
So it's like this never happened, okay?
Here, I'll guard your exit.
Okay.
So when we'll us at the tavern and we'll look up. So it is All Hallows Eve. It's
It
nighttime.
is All Hallows Eve. It seems to have the sun has just gone down. And you just see the last traces of the sun fading behind the horizon as you walk out. It seems that the time at which you have possessed the forms that you are currently in was right at sunset, as the tip of the sun touched the horizon. You believe that is when the veil is the weakest.
I look on myself real quick. Do I have like a sword prominently displayed, or
You, sir, do have you have a dagger on you as well as a bow.
Oh, do I have any weapons?
is it a
on
long
me?
or
I
short?
want to go cause some trouble.
Is it a long or short bow?
Yeah.
It is
All right,
a longbow.
Mr.
Longbow.
Priest, go fuck some shit up.
That's what
Um,
the dead do. They cause
Obviously,
trouble
it
for
can't
the
be a
living.
very good priest.
You,
if he got
sir,
possessed.
have a longsword and a hand axe.
I'll find out mine when it becomes relevant.
I can do an end my axe scene.
So,
Is there a harvest moon rising?
the moon is it is full, and it is just it's about halfway up the.
Do I feel particularly compelled by the moon?
Not
You can't
particularly.
stop yourself. You must cause trouble.
It does not seem so.
Oh. Not any part more hairy than usual.
No,
The hour of the
not that you can feel anyway. You know, you can't really see your body, so you're not 100% sure. But there's nothing that out of the ordinary that you can tell.
Oh.
And so you guys are now outside of the tavern. It seems that you are in a small town. This tavern seems to be on the main street, and as much as you could call that a main street, it's about 10 buildings across from one end to the other. Seems to be quite a small area. Off of the main street, you see one or two other buildings, a church, and just what could possibly go for a blacksmith's just area and that kind of thing. And so it seems to be a very quaint little town.
And it doesn't look like there's any other places there other than the inn.
It doesn't seem like you see a few other people wandering around, but it seems that this inn is pretty much the like gathering spot in town.
The people we've seen, like, both in the inn and out of them, is it like mixed race or is there a majority race?
It does seem to be a bit of a mixed, but you do see that there's a majority, a little bit, I would say about equally between humans and elves, with some half elves mixed in there.
Okay.
But you have seen, you've seen some dwarves, as well as there was one dragonborn. As you left, you walked out and saw it somewhere in the distance, walking by, but not all too much.
Could I make a history check to know just a geographic area where a majority human elf population would be?
I'm gonna check my my pockets if I have any written missives I might have.
That's a rolled 14.
All right. So you think about your past knowledge and other things like that, and this, it comes to you that this might be an area close to one of the elven forests. There are some places where human kingdoms and the elven forests and of the elven kingdoms border. And this seems like it could be close to one of those. And upon further investigation, you take a look around a bit more, and you notice that it really could be a. You could almost see the faint traces of the forest a little bit further out.
Okay. So what was that? If I rolled a 14?
You got a history a 17.
Okay.
So either you have a +3 in intelligence or you have proficiency.
Yeah.
Heavy metagaming.
I'm trying to figure out if I'm a bard or like a
ranger.
Ranger, maybe sorcerer. I don't know. So there might be a spellcasting charisma element to it.
Yes, you're a bard. Then again, bards are spellcasters.
I'm not proficient in performance, which is what was dissuading me from that. I'm proficient in persuasion.
So, Nick, you were doing something else?
Yes, I'm searching my pockets for any like written missives or anything that might give us a clue of something we could do this night other than egging houses.
So you look around, or you try to feel around your clothes and anything like that. You don't really find anything that seems to be written or anything like that.
What sort of material am I feeling anyway?
You feel it is definitely a. Let's see if I can find it. It's metal, but it's not plate. So,
Does it jingle?
a little bit. So, you all see a bit of something strange a little bit further down the road.
Okay, strange.
What is this Stranger Things we see?
You see that
To the table who watches it.
you see that the people, you've seen a few people pass by down at the edge of town. They look like your friends in that you can't see their physical forms.
Hey, let's go check it out.
More spirits.
We go trot on down the way.
Yeah, I am
The dead walk
definitely in
the
favor of
Boo, fellow ghosts.
So
What's up, spooks?
you go up
Ghosts and ghoulies.
as you approach the area where they have been, where you saw them pass. They seem to be different than you in that they have definitely taken possession of these vessels, but they look different in terms of their who they actually are underneath. It doesn't seem like they're
regular.
the spirits like yourselves.
Mischievous, good-hearted ghost pranksters like us.
They might be something else.
Like demons.
Or we're evil.
Is
and
there
they're
some
good.
sort of can I make
We're the good guys. We who try to
like a
kill.
religion check to try to
I'm
identify
trying to kill nobody. You're the
sort of
psychopath.
what sort of spirits
I'm a
these might
great
be?
guy at heart.
Sure.
Could I do that except for Arcana instead of religion?
Turn undead.
I have a 7 on religion.
All right.
Oh, interesting.
So you look around, and you try to like concentrate on their forms beneath their skins, and like, what are these creatures? You can't tell for certain, but you can tell that they seem to be definitely not a good line. They seem to be some kind of like their forms are almost red and seething, whereas your forms are more of the blue or white kind of ethereal forms.
I'm going to while he's assessing them.
And that was a 12.
Yes. I'm gonna make her go first. Well, first I want to. So, are we undead? Is that what we count as? And I'll make an attempt to roll to see whether or not I can figure out what we count as right now. Jack dice.
Use this. Yes.
15.
Use the
15.
dice tower. That way it stays on the table.
Yep.
Inside the tower.
That's good. You can just keep them all in.
So you're doing a check. What would you like to use to check on that?
I feel like the classifications of life or death would either be Arcana or religion. And I'll go religion this time.
All right.
They'll get like a theological answer, not the Arcana answer. Yeah.
So that was a 15. Your classification seems to be a little bit of an anomaly. It does seem that you are you know that you're undead, and you know that those things that are possessing that when they possess a creature that is undead, it can alter their pretty much what they are to be.
So we take on the type of the creature we're possessing.
No, it takes on your type.
Okay, so the creature we're possessing is technically undead.
Well, you inside the creature that you're possessing is undead.
yes.
The joint form.
The joint form is
But
undead.
if I for example channel divine might through this body, is it going to obliterate my soul?
You're not 100% sure. You think
I'm
that,
sure it'll be fine. What do I think these guys are?
This is an operational gray area.
So that was a 15. What did I?
you got a 19.
Are the figures doing anything?
I'm willing to roll.
They seem to be going towards the churchyard.
I'm willing to roll.
I'm gonna follow them. I'm gonna roll Arcana to try and figure out what these suckers
I'm
are.
trying to
You did
sneakily follow them.
Okay.
You're sneakily following them?
Yeah.
It's a
One might say
You're a
stealthily.
ghost.
You
Following
are
them. There's the
not
camera.
sure. You don't like the look of them.
Oh shit.
But
You know what?
that is
prank
only
these
a
dudes.
7.
Maybe it says more about your
that's
personality that you judge
12?
people based
It's
on
a
their
12 for
appearance,
stealth,
their
you
nature of their soul.
Prank
12 for
these
sneaky,
dudes.
sneaky.
Unfortunately, no gypsy wagons have yet revealed themselves.
Stealth. You are able to let's see real quick.
Sneaky, sneaky. Imagine I'm like a half orc in full plate. Sneaky, sneaky.
I'm actually going to follow him.
All right.
And
I'll follow him.
Stealth as well.
So first, you go ahead and you start going following these figures. None of them seem to notice you.
Alright.
You rolled a 12.
I rolled a 12.
You have an 18.
Okay, so that's a
Some
plus
good
6 to stealth.
sneakery there.
Yeah.
I'm leaning towards Bard after that.
So you're able to start following them. They seem to be going towards the church that you've seen before.
I'm going to basically just follow along after his
So I am a
I-
biped,
I also
though, right?
Yes.
I haven't like possessed a dog.
A dog that can cast heal. Oh, that would be great.
Cleric dog. I'll make it happen.
8.
am somewhat less
True,
stealthy than you.
true polymorph, man.
No, dog paladin. That's where it's at.
No, Doug. True
Dogs have-
loyalty.
Yeah,
Dogs have
you rolled an
crazy
8?
high charisma.
Cat rogue.
You start following, and then as you do, you trip.
Yeah, there it is. I knew it. I knew you were going to say trip.
You trip on a stone that you weren't able to see very well.
Yep.
Can we
My
not?
spirit eyes.
Can
My
we not see
special
very
eyes.
well? Can I? How do
Oh.
I feel like we all? See?
I mean, like he was more distracted than anything else. But yeah, you trip and fall face first onto the ground, making a little bit of noise. You recover quickly and get up, but the other the creatures that you're following, like take a look around and just like
They see us?
they see you for sure, and they do see both of you as well. They do not see you.
Well, Harrison also rolled a stealth check. So
Oh, he
maybe
Just
that's-
now.
Oh, what was your stealth check? Real quick.
13.
13? Let me check if they
Does
see
he
you.
roll that, or does he have disadvantage on it?
Yeah, no one's had disadvantage thus far.
I'm too
Um,
large to
I mean, I
have.
just straight failed my check. So
Yeah.
What-
No,
certain-
just-
But like
should be-
disadvantage would be
certain armor
like
just
heavier
gives
armor.
you
Yeah,
disadvantage.
true.
on
Yeah.
stealth
True.
checks.
You
Heavy armor.
we've got no brands yet.
at the moment,
And chainmail.
they all do see you three,
Alright.
as far as you can tell,
Oh.
and they look at you and then look at each other a little bit and then go in different directions.
And all of us, and they
Let's
So
split up,
so
gang.
they were going towards the church, but now like one of them peels off into one of the alleyways. Another one keeps going straight, and then another one pretty much
There's 3 of them.
3 of them. Yes. Another one doubles back a little bit, and
like
then
towards us.
he goes like a little bit. It seems like he starts coming towards you, but then like peels into another alley.
Yeah.
So one of them remains going into the church.
One of them remains going towards the church. Yes.
I'm gonna go
Oh,
follow
and
one
Greg,
that goes
you
into
rolled
the
a
church.
what was it?
I rolled
7,
an
8. You have 7.
So not a dexterous man.
Okay.
Mhm.
So what do you guys do?
I
Well-
follow the one in the.
Which way are you following?
I'm following the one going into the church on the side.
just watching a vine.
Because
The dog exorcism.
Is
line.
fine.
I'm gonna be
around.
sneaking towards the one in the church.
Sneaking towards
Like,
the one in the
still
church.
trying to follow him because
Okay.
he's the one going towards the original goal.
Cool.
Slightly relevant.
All right.
I have thoroughly embarrassed myself. I am no longer going to try to follow them.
All right.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm not going
oh.
to try to follow them. I'm just going to cut my losses.
Okay.
Actually, I will follow one of the ones that turn down the side alley,
Mhm.
but
Like
I won't make
long
any
way.
pretenses of doing so surreptitiously. I'm just going to like walk after him.
Okay. Okay. What about the other 2 of you?
I'm gonna jog after trying to catch up to the guy heading into the church.
All right.
You went after which one?
There was one. Let's see. So there was one that went towards the church.
Mhm.
One that went into a
2 that
alley.
went into alleys. One of them, but 2 different alleys.
Okay.
One to the right, one to the left.
We'll go alley. I'll go left alley.
Left alley.
Right alley.
Right alley.
Split up.
All right. We have
Straight.
split the party.
Call me Fred because I'm splitting the party. That didn't rhyme. I'm a terrible rapper. Clearly, also not a bard.
Greggy B.
It's not bad.
Alrighty then.
Big boy name.
So let us start with those who have gone towards the church.
Huzzah!
So you are continuing to sneak, and you're just running after the
Well,
the
hold up, fellow.
Being.
member of
How do you
the
do, fellow kids?
Sexual persuasion. How you doing? A
Um,
fair Hallow's Eve to ye. I look around for any fleshy ones that might be listening in on us.
so you don't see any other people around. It's pretty much just you and the person that you are following. And as you pretty much run after him, you see him picking up the pace a bit. But you do manage to catch up to him. And as you do, like, he hey, do you tap him on the shoulder or do you just
I just feel like, hey, what's going on? What are you up to? We're doing some pranks. I love pranks.
So he
It's just
like
a social experiment.
looks at you silently and pretty much it doesn't seem like he either wants to or can talk.
Not a chatty guy, are ya?
You hear a little bit of a hiss of the something otherworldly.
Ooh, are you sure you should be heading onto hallowed ground, my guy? Doesn't seem like it agrees with you.
I sneak up within 60 feet and see if I can look so close at him that one might say I might mark him with the mark of a hunter, should I have that spell ability.
Do I feel like I could sneak attack at this rate? Just the thing I'm feeling. What are my impressions?
You do not seem to be able to mark him in anything other than your own mind.
Yeah.
You think you cast a spell.
Look at him really hard. Do I have like a walking stick, by the way?
You do not.
I'm walking on my own 2 legs.
You are walking on your own 2 legs. And the creature tries to distance itself from you. And Harrison, could you get me some Dr. Pepper, please?
Yeah, sure. Nice.
If you could, that would be great.
These don't exactly magnetize to each other properly, and it drives me crazy.
So the
Oh man.
the creature you hear a ghostly kind of sound come out of it, like, go away, you are not wanted here.
Well, I mean, technically speaking, neither are you, but it's All Hallows Eve, right? We all gotta hang together.
All Hallows Eve. It is, it seems.
It's the fun night of the year. Oh, apparently I'm too old to go get drunk.
to get drunk without judgment.
Yeah, well, I guess technically speaking, it's not my problem after tonight.
It's true.
I mean, he can't be that good of a priest if he got possessed, right? All Hallows Eve or not.
It is the time of those who live in the dark. They come out once a year. Now leave us.
What are we up to over here? We egging the church? Is that a thing? You got some eggs? Has toilet paper been invented yet?
Sounds like this guy would be a great fan of like
Are
comics and
eggs
anime.
a thing that's been invented?
No,
yet?
toilet paper.
Have eggs been invented yet?
This is definitely like a chicken and egg situation.
I mean,
Shit, alright.
it might be pre the guinea fowl
2 0 stros.
being made prevalent in Europe, or pseudo-Europe, as it were.
The creature turns from you and ignores your question and begins to continue walking quickly towards the church.
I'll follow him at an increased distance. I'm like, well, I like pranks. I also like a good brawl, so if this guy turns out to be shady, I can just bop him with whatever I've got on hand.
I try and follow him on rooftops by like climbing up to the
Alright,
rooftops.
first let's see you climbing up.
You just slip off and eat it into the ground.
That's a 14 rolled.
I'm gonna say that that's acrobatics. Or,
Yeah, that's what I'm going for.
Athletics?
Alright, yeah, actually, the climb up is athletics. To jump across roofs will be acrobatics. So athletics was a what?
Rolled a 14.
14. So you do manage to scramble up onto a roof with a 14.
Flat 14.
Flat 14.
Flat 14.
Now go ahead and give me a stealth check to see how
Another stealth
quietly
check.
you did that.
Nat 20.
Very.
You did that extremely stealthily. You managed to use your friend's conversation to mask your ascent. And you are now currently on the rooftops. Now let's go for an acrobatics to see how well you're following him on the rooftops.
Alrighty.
Is that a zombie boss's abomination pack for Zombazine?
Yeah.
Have we seen those yet?
Rolled a 13.
13.
Boy. We're having trouble surviving just the crows.
Not gonna
13 you said?
Yeah.
So that would be a 19 for stealth.
For acrobatics?
Sorry.
Because I already rolled stuff.
Oh yeah, my bad. It is for acrobatics.
Oh, is it true?
No, you have a
Did
16.
All of
Yep.
Pandemic Season 1 in a night.
So that's a +3 to.
How good of an idea was that?
That was a
It was
fantastic idea.
fucking
Thank you very much.
amazing.
It was a great idea.
Everyone in the shop is like, yeah, they're maniacs.
Yeah, no, it was great.
It was
We were
fantastic.
very happy to
Because
do that.
I went to the shop, I bought the thing
Just like
that
to say.
morning, and came back, and we played it that evening.
I'd just like to say,
Yep.
Colonel.
You gonna be doing Season 2 here? Or are we gonna say?
We're going
Stay
to be
tuned.
Because, oh boy, is that one moving quickly.
Oh no, I should have one saved for me.
Probably, yeah.
Because I ordered that.
there's
like,
a whole bunch of
in the-
special orders.
Yeah, because like, I ordered that one a long time.
Mr. Claus.
Yeah, yes, that's actually who we've possessed. We've possessed
Santa? Well, I
Somebody
would be
is,
Santa because I have the beard.
Somebody is Jack Frost.
what would you
We've
say,
got
Santa Claus
Easter
the cleric?
Bunny going on.
A rogue.
But
He's gotta be
An
sneaky.
archfey.
He's gotta be sneaky.
Yeah.
oh yeah, so where do we end up with the acrobatics check? I think.
Yes. So you were
It's a
able
+3
to
acrobatics,
go
so I'd say,
pretty easily like across the roofs, and you're following them. You do notice that you won't be able to follow too much, just because of the fact that very soon the houses will end, and there's like a little bit of there's pretty much a yard or like a open area between the end of the other buildings and the church itself.
Okay, I'll get down and continue to follow him.
Okay.
Let's talk.
Somebody's getting wrecked in PUBG.
Arma, I think.
Arma? Oh boy, even worse.
Either that or EU4.
Just puss.
Alright,
Please.
so
Okay, yeah.
you jump down.
I'm following.
And now I'm going to pause with you guys and go for. Let's start with Harrison, and then we'll go for you.
I follow the guy into the alley.
All right. Are you going stealth, or are you going just after him?
I walk in.
All right. Cool.
Confident. Love it.
So you're just like walking after
I'm a
him.
big dude, big armor, probably.
And go ahead.
Odds are good.
And this is the area of town where there are a few different buildings, and he's trying to like almost weave between them. Like you went to the right, and as soon as you followed him, he veered off to the left, and then onto the to the right again. You're weaving through buildings.
I'm just walking after him calmly.
Yep. You're fine. You're able to. You haven't yet
managed to
lost
walk.
Oh,
sight of him.
I've lost sight of
You
him.
have not.
Okay.
So you are able to to keep going after him, and you notice that even as he weaves through the buildings, that you seem to be going in the direction of the church.
Oh.
Are you trying to gain on him, or are you just following him?
I'm just following him.
Okay, so yeah, that's pretty much you stay at about the same distance as you're walking very similar stride, and you're going towards the church itself. Just a little bit of a side route.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do basically the same thing. I'm gonna follow. I'm gonna try to make sure that I don't lose sight of him, but I'm not in any particular I'm not trying to gain on him and run him down.
Okay.
As I am doing this, I am a little bit concerned that he's gonna turn and try to mess me up. So I'm gonna kind of do a quick pat down on my sort of my belt area, maybe a bandolier, and try to see if I can get a handle on what kind of equipment I'm running with here.
Everyone's
You-
I did not realize this.
Seems like you get
Currently on your
perception.
person, you have been absent-mindedly as you walk. You have been walking with a quarterstaff.
With a quarterstaff. Okay.
Yes.
Jacob, someday I'm gonna snap and you're gonna open your freezer and there's gonna be no more meat. I just walked out of the house with all of it in my backpack.
Okay.
I mean, it'll happen at some point. Could you actually, Nick? Is there a slice of pizza left?
There is one. Let's see if there's two. There is one.
All right, cool. I'm gonna have it.
I picked it up, but I was like, no, it is for the Geo.
I grip my staff a little bit tighter and kind of hurry on after the guy in front of me.
Okay. Mm-hmm. He does also a similar thing where he is walking through, but it seems that his general heading is toward the church itself.
Just in a very circuitous way.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yep. And so, you all are now getting closer to the actual church. In different ways, but you all seem to be going in that general direction. And as you get to just about where the clearing before the between the town and the church is, you do see your friends or your fellow people like emerging a little bit one after the other. You have Nick's character is a little bit closer than everyone else to the church itself, whereas you don't see William's character currently. But then you after that, Greg, Greg, you're the first one to pop out after Nick.
Yep.
And then Harrison, you pop out and see both of them a little bit in front of
The
you.
church will look see. What sort of church are we dealing with here? Is there an obvious holy symbol?
You see that it is a. It does seem to have a very large symbol of the sun on it.
Oh, imagine.
Go ahead.
Oh man, I wonder if it's Pelor.
There's 13. Well, I don't know. We don't know what kind of pantheon we're dealing with. I rolled a 13.
All right. So with the 17, you are able to tell that it is Temple to Pelor.
Damn it!
It's not Orcus? Oh man.
I'm gonna check my
This is not Pathfinder.
neck. My neck. Do I have a thingamajig? A necklace, perhaps?
Hmm. You feel something on your neck, but as you go to look at it, you're not really. You can't really see it.
I just see my ghost hand.
Yeah, pretty much.
Can I feel the outline of it?
Like, is it spiky? Is it smooth?
Yeah, can sleight of hand be used to make a perception check with your fingers?
Nah. You feel like it's very possible based on what you know, that it might be Pelor, but you're not 100% sure.
So, do we enter church grounds?
If you continue on, yes.
Well, assuming I don't smack into some sort of force field, I will.
You go ahead.
Is the church lit, or is it all dark?
And it is. The church itself is pretty dark, and as you continue to walk forward, it seems that by this time the light has very much faded, almost pretty much all the way from the sky.
Looks locked.
The door itself, upon further inspection, when you look at the church a little bit more.
Wait, you made it all the way to the door?
No. He just got into the churchyard, and he's looking at it.
Okay.
Well, the guy's like, I assume 5 or 6 paces ahead of me.
Yep. He does not. He does not seem to be going towards the door. He seems to be going to the one side. All three of them seem to be going to around the church.
Is there perhaps a graveyard, perhaps? Maybe? That's sufficiently spooky.
Well, I'll jog ahead of him and reach the door.
Okay.
So I don't hit a holy.
You're able to get in.
No holy hand grenades.
No holy hand grenades.
As of yet.
Yep.
I'm gonna make a quick perception check. I think my character's probably still standing at like the perimeter of the church grounds.
Yep.
I'm gonna make a quick perception check to see if I can notice any figures besides us and the other quote evil spirits.
Okay.
So 14 for perception.
So that is a 19. And so, you take a look around, and you are able to see that as you have gone through, there are other figures that seem to be coming from the town itself after you guys. You hadn't noticed them before. They're coming from like other roads and that kind of thing, out towards the church itself. So.
Okay. And they're streaming from the town towards the church?
Yes.
Okay. And you said it was a 19 for my perception?
Yes. Because you rolled a 14, right?
Correct.
Yes.
I have gained information. Perception. I am proficient in perception. I know this for a fact. I don't know hardly anything else about my character. But I know that I'm proficient
I
in
think
perception.
that might be the one who has learned the most, although a lot of that is supposition.
Yeah, I'm trying to
guesswork.
I'm trying to limit stuff that I actually mark on my character sheet to just absolute hard facts.
Yeah.
There you go.
I've got my ability checks.
I made a
and that's
lucky
pretty much
guess.
it.
The circumstances
And gold.
early
I've got a
on.
shit ton of gold.
My strength.
Yeah.
16 damage.
Improvised weapon. Pamphlet.
Enough to kill 2 full-grown orcs.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he didn't die from it, so.
Mm-hmm.
He's presumably a pretty strong guy.
Mm-hmm.
How badly did he feel after going?
He was like, I mean, his nose was broken. He was bleeding a bit. Like, you know, he was not in the best of situations.
On a scale of 1 to 100, how was I feeling after the hit?
After the hit, you were under 50.
So, I imagine I'll make an athletics check to reach the door.
No, you just reach the door, and as you approach the church itself, every step that you take seems to be a bit more of a
An effort?
not an effort, but you take a step and you look around. The church itself almost seems to be deteriorating in front of your own eyes.
Interesting.
It's like every step that you get closer, it goes from being when you first like approach the gate of the church, it was pristine. It was a gothic like cathedral that was in front of you kind of thing, and then you take a step and well now the church tower itself like seems to be a little bit worse for wear. Not all that much of a difference, but then like you take a few more steps and some of the boards seem to be missing. Some of the stone on the stonework on the side seems to be chipped and broken. And then as you continue to get closer and closer, until you finally get to the door, and you reach for the door, and there is no door. It seems that the door has degraded to the amount that it's pretty much completely rotten and like not there anymore.
This is some Silent Hill shit, and I object in the strongest possible terms.
This is spooky!
I have never played Silent Hill, so I cannot claim that as an inspiration.
I'm going to try to figure out what the
Well,
higgity-hey
plus 4
is going on.
So
What do you think the appropriate role for that would
I'm
be?
staying, and these are the police.
Exactly. Yeah,
Um,
we're all very big policemen.
Like, what the
Hackery.
And you are using what to check?
I would be using religion. I rolled a
Religion.
3.
You have no clue. You are like you're thinking about this, and you're like, "What the hell could this be?" But the only thing that can come to mind is that it is All Hallows Eve, and you are here, and that is the only connection you can make currently.
Hey, we're spooks. Let's go. Can I walk through this empty door?
Sure. Yeah, you can walk through that empty door, but let's see what else
Yes.
these guys are doing.
And the
in
camera
meantime.
will turn.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm continuing to sneak along.
All right.
And
As you approach the wall itself, or not the wall, the boundary of the church,
right.
you notice that on the other side of it, there really is very little that you can actually. The most that you can do is hide the sound of your steps. Like,
Okay.
you're not really able to go behind cover or anything like that. There was like some shrubs and things like that on the outside, but as you get in, you notice that it's pretty much clear.
Okay.
And do you want to go through the gate, or do you want to jump the wall?
So
jump the fence?
they're going towards the graveyard.
Well, they're going behind the
They're
church,
going behind the church.
or like around the church anyway.
Okay. I'm just gonna try and make a dash straight to the church wall and sort of like
Okay.
try and press myself against that.
All right. Are you doing that quietly, loudly, sneakily?
Sneakily if possible.
All right. Go
But
ahead and give
running
me
through.
a stealth check.
16. So with my stealth, that's a 22.
Okay.
But it's just like I'm playing my normal character.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, Nick. By the way, Lucentius is now rolling 40s for stealth now.
Get out here.
Motherfucker.
That was with pass without trace though.
Pass without trace, and I'm double proficient in stealth. But go ahead.
So you go ahead and you dash silently across the lawn and press yourself against the walls of the church. But as you do, you move closer and closer to the church, and again, like it seems to be deteriorating in front of your eyes. As you get there and you press yourself against it, what you saw from the outside to be smooth stone architecture is now extremely bumpy. It seems almost ramshackle.
Could I see if there's anything arcana about this?
Give me 2 checks. Give me a perception check and give me an arcana check.
Perception is an 11, and arcana is a 19.
All right, so perception.
Rolling well tonight.
Yeah.
I'm glad that my luck has not rubbed off on the dice. So perception, you said 11?
Perception was an 11, yes.
All right, you look around and you see the church itself. You're not 100% sure if this is stone, but you're not sure if it's what else it could be. And then the arcana, you rolled a 19.
Yes.
That would be a 22.
22.
I drank soda and my teeth hurt.
No. And so you, this seems to be some sort of strange illusion magic of some sort. Much more powerful than you would expect, because to make it so that this like looks like this, it has this kind of like shift in change. It just like it seems like an illusion. It has to be an illusion. Yet at the same time, you feel a tinge of almost something to do with summoning, but you're not sure.
The perception, since I rolled an 11 on that, what was that total?
11.
Oh.
Easy peasy.
Alrighty.
All right. So we have on the wall of the church, by the door.
Poking in.
You two.
I'm following like all the other ghosts.
Okay.
I was still at the like perimeter. I had noticed that people were coming. I Are they moving particularly quickly?
No.
Urgently? They're just kind of traipsing? Okay. Then I'll go ahead and I'll follow everybody and I'll kind of try to... I will reattempt to stealth.
Mhm.
I have not stopped.
And I'm going to try to stealthily make my way around.
You are not?
No.
Okay.
Towards the back of the church, same as the ghosts
No.
that were following
Okay.
me.
The other
Greg,
people
good
that-
guys don't stealth.
Well, I suppose I would.
Apparently they don't, because I rolled a 4. Well, I rolled a 5, which means I get a 4.
Mhm.
So,
Mhm.
yeah, no, I definitely don't stealth. Excuse me.
So, with the, as you, both of you are starting to go around the church. As I said, like, you come closer to the church, it seems to deteriorate. To the point where, like, if you look up at the tower from when you were, like, at the base of the wall, you can barely see a tower. It almost seems like parts of it have caved in and that kind of stuff. It's like a jagged, kind of like remnants of a tower going up from the churchyard. And you continue around the church, and you have the now decrepit stained glass windows, some of them cracked and otherwise like around.
It's remarkable the precision. It's like
The speed.
metronome.
And it seems that these people are going past the churchyard. There seems to be a little bit of a graveyard in there, but they seem to be going even past that.
Okay.
You get to the edge of the church. Do you continue onward?
Yeah, what is there anything visible, like a landmark, like, I don't know, some sort of like obelisk, some other prominent building that it looks like they would be going towards if they continue past the church?
Go ahead and give me a perception check.
18.
All right. They seem to be going past the church, and as they come from all over town, they begin to get slowly into a larger group kind of thing, and they get to the church, like walk by the church.
Oh, these are the people now.
These are the people. I'm just saying like the people, like and as they do, and this is including the spirits that you are following.
Oh, okay.
That's everyone. And they go through this gate that you see at the other end of the churchyard.
Okay.
Beyond the gate, you can see little, as there is a copse of trees beyond the gate that the gate leads into.
It's not ominous at all.
How many of these like red aura creatures are there? Is it still just 3 or are there more?
So the 3 that you have seen are the ones that you saw they were decently prominent, but you look around. Go ahead and give me a religion check.
Religion check. Whoa, that's a base 3 roll.
Is that you're an atheist?
Kill it.
Probably.
So you look around and you're trying to figure out anything about them. You have a 6 total, and you can now barely distinguish between the ones that you saw earlier and the ones that are currently walking in that direction.
So they all have that sort of.
It seems
Aura,
that they
or-
seem to be like very, very hard to distinguish between one and the other. So it's very possible that you're not 100% sure if it's the distance because they are a little bit further away,
Okay.
or if it is that they are extremely similar in that way.
And how big is this group total?
Currently, when you're looking at it, there are probably around 20 people or so, and there's still probably about 6 or 7 that are outside of the church area. If you're looking back.
speaking of the church area, as I poke around like inside the rotten church, is there anything?
So you poke your head inside. First your hand, and then nothing happens very much. You go ahead and
Can I
take a
see
look
in the
around.
dark?
You can see pretty much nothing right now.
Well, I'll pat around. Do I have like a lantern or a torch or some sort?
It seems that you have a torch.
I'll take it out and then I'll try going glow. Glow.
Right?
Remembering some things, some stories from my life.
You
Maybe I was a spellcaster before I died. I was probably a bard before I died.
you do you concentrate on the torch and you will it to have some sort of light, and a light springs up.
Hey, there you go.
Nothing hot of any sort. It's just a light.
I'll light the torch anyway. As far as it's more thematic. I just wanted to know whether I could do it.
Okay.
So I light the torch and I proceed onward.
There you go.
All right. Let me just double check real quick.
3-0. Top the second.
Nice. It looks like
Running
I
on
stepped
third, so I
on
must
it
score again.
It does look like that.
How?
Huh.
What a mysterious,
It's very
mysterious game. Truly spooky.
It's truly.
Which style of D4 do you prefer? I think
I like-
the ones
Use
at
the
the
green
top.
one.
I like the ones at the top.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, the ones on the top I like my prefer. It's
Also, Harrison, just so you know, you are starting to have trouble seeing as well in the
like,
dark.
oh, because it's dark.
Are we having any trouble seeing?
Do I like, upon searching my memory?
Yes, you are able to find a torch
Oh, okay.
if you wanted to.
I would light a torch.
Yeah, you light a torch, no problem.
Uh,
So you are inside of the church, and you're like looking around. You're using the torch a bit to
I'm having a lot of fun just whipping around a little fire trail.
I rolled perception.
Okay, I'll get to you in a moment. As soon as I get to him, you see like the pews themselves are of like rotting wood. As you look in, as you start going forward in the church, though, as you start like getting closer to the altar, it seems to almost be transforming again, but this time a little bit different. Now, instead of becoming more decrepit, the things like just start becoming. They seem to be made of almost bone, like pews made of bones. The altar itself like goes from being a decrepit kind of broken thing to hewn stone and a bone structure there that seems to have a large table set out.
Is there a central artifact on it, like a?
No, it seems to be. It seems to not have anything on it itself. It seems to be a very large, flat stone slab, supported by bone.
I'll pat myself around. Do I have any, like, I don't know, holy water? Regular water?
You have something. You have something that you think could probably be holy water.
I'll do a little dribble drop on it.
You take the holy water and you go ahead and try to
Church
drop some on the altar itself. As the water hits the altar,
super not holy.
and it evaporates.
The altar does?
No, the water.
Holy water. Okay.
So it almost hits the altar, but it doesn't. It's just like it seems that there might be something that prevents it from hitting the altar.
I'm gonna try and kick it over. 5-0.
All right.
With main strength.
All right.
Alright. Out of the park for a double? Or just
Yeah, for a double.
Okay. You go ahead and
God damn it.
You kick the altar itself.
You're gonna jam the tower with all these novelty
No,
dice.
it's not fun. Because it's too big.
Um,
The body part.
Oh, the body part die. Which body part is sticking out of this grave?
Right foot.
Shoulder.
Put your right foot in. You take your
I'll
right.
kick someone
So you kick the altar.
Great
And
idea.
with your right foot. That's what the roll is for.
as you do, you
With a 3, you stub your toe.
yeah, it seems like, first of all, the way that you kick it, you meant to like kick it straight on, but instead you arc your foot up from underneath the altar
Oh.
and stub your toe. Especially since you rolled a 3, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it was a 2.
Wait, actually, so is that a strength check or attack?
Yeah, it was a strength check, pretty much. Because you have no problem hitting it. It's just how you hit it.
So I don't feel particularly robust in my muscles.
No, and also as you kick the thing, it's just like it almost seems to repel your foot. Where you would expect, like, boom, kick, and then either put it down yourself or that it almost boom,
You
foot
just
goes.
cracked like half the bones in your back.
What? Me?
Yeah.
Oh no, that was something else. I think that was someone else.
I just hear this.
Yeah. So yeah, it's just like boom, straight back down.
I'll take my invisible pendant.
Okay.
Try and dangle it onto the altar.
You take it, and as it gets closer to the altar itself, you're letting it hang,
Yes.
and then it starts glowing. Starts you see it start glowing a bright yellow.
The power of Palor compels you.
Are you trying to do anything else? What effect are you trying
I'm
to get?
attempting to exorcise this place.
Alrighty then.
Also, I'm trying to see if exorcisms will destroy myself. Doing some on-hand experimentation.
What's the worst that can happen? Boom! Shockwave blown out of your body.
Gosh, all of a sudden, it was just like shakoom, smoking crater.
You
Really
get Doctor Stranged.
You try to channel any kind of divinity that you can into this and dispel the evil that you feel within.
I'm
And-
borrowing this dude's body. I might as well help out a church. If I suspect this is my church, but I have no way of proving it.
A light, especially from the actual pendant itself, is glowing, and it seems to be fighting the darkness around the altar itself. The light coming out is almost being absorbed by the actual altar itself, or by the energy around the altar, and you see it trying to engulf it, go around and dispel this magic, and it does get closer. It gets closer and closer to this altar. It gets to the point where the light almost touches the actual stone. It starts coursing through, and then you just see the light itself flies out, and for a brief moment, the rest of you outside also see a bright light coming from inside the church, and then it subsides.
Am I physically knocked backwards into the wall?
No, you are completely fine.
Well, that didn't work. I guess this guy doesn't have that much divine juice anyway. Well, does it look like it worked?
And so you see right now in front of you the altar itself. Go ahead and give me a religion check.
10.
10.
I have Spoopy a 14.
Yes, it would.
Yes.
So you
I caught a little glimpse of the corner.
you take a look at the actual the altar itself, and seems that the aura that was surrounding it is no longer surrounding it.
So
Something was dispelled.
perhaps not
The
the whole.
holiness of the altar.
Perhaps not the whole thing. But I did some damage. I'll try and miter a little bit more holy water on it.
After that big light explosion, do I see any reaction from this gathered crowd?
I will get to that in a moment.
As I'm like messing with the altar.
They're hesitantly touching it.
The holy water. So do you just like sprinkle, or are you just like trying to cover part of the altar, or just like getting a corner or anything?
I'm just going to. I'm not going to like pour the whole thing on yet. I'm just going to like. Spritz it.
That kind of thing.
Yes, like like in church, they go around with the thing.
So you see the water go, and for the most part, it lands on the altar. This time, no hiss, no nothing like that. But you see that as it goes, the altar itself, like parts of it, very specific parts of it, remain dry.
Oh, I think we'll.
Yes.
Switch it up.
So you see this pretty much this light coming from the inside of the church. It like lights up the stained glass and everything, and as it does, a few of the people that are walking towards the gate turn towards the light. They see it. They almost recoil from it. And then you hear a shriek coming from the copse of trees.
Yep, that's the direction I was gonna head. So let's. I wanna run. I'm gonna pick up the pace. I'm gonna book it towards the copse of trees.
Okay.
I'm gonna stay more hidden, but I'm like run to gravestone, hide, run to gravestone, hide, run to gravestone, hide, making my way towards the copse of trees.
Okay.
Making my way down.
I'm gonna. The church is still filled with the undead, right?
The church itself. Well, you're not inside the church. The undead are going around the church through a gate into a copse of trees. That's where.
Yeah, I'll go towards everyone else then. I'm not hiding.
Okay.
I'm just following them.
All right.
Give a fuck.
I still want to see if I
I'm
do
on
sneak
dead.
attack damage. I've gotta hide.
Succumbing to my fellow undead peer pressure.
So.
Meanwhile,
I am gonna-
undead exorcism is going on
I
inside.
am gonna slow down a little bit as I approach the arch. I don't want to walk through the arch without sort of like stopping to see take stock of what's up.
Okay, cool. As you do that, you see that your friend Harrison is also there with you at this point.
Ghost power.
Ghost power.
High five.
And now you you look you want to pretty much look at the arch and see what's going on
Yeah,
there.
like is there actually no? I am gonna do a quick check. I'll do a perception check to see are there any like inscriptions around the arch, either like carved into the arch like they'd be there like on a stele, or maybe like scrawled on top of the arch like some sort of.
There's just an archway in the ground.
It's an arch like where the entire yard of the church itself. You have that, and then you entered through pretty much one archway that like opens up to the church.
It's like a gate with no gate.
Yeah, it's like a gate with no gate, pretty much. There.
So perception check is a 14.
14.
Notice any inscriptions, intentional or original or otherwise.
So 14 is that? Did you add your thing or no?
I did add my thing.
So you take a look around, and you're gazing at the archway itself. It's old. It's very old. It's covered in some vines and other things like that. You see that there's very likely some sort of an inscription on it.
Okay.
But you can't make it out because it is almost overgrown.
What is the archway made of?
Stone. It is a stone archway, as far as you can tell.
Okay.
I'm gonna feel around.
pass there's a thing of open Oreos.
I want to feel around really
Yeah.
quick for some sort of knife to
Yeah.
try to hack away at these vines.
Okay.
Any sort of bladed thing.
I put my arm on what's your character's name?
I don't know.
Do I see him doing this?
You see,
Or
you
he's,
do
like,
see
pretty
him.
close?
No, you see him doing this. You see him like looking around, trying to get something.
I put my hand on his shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
I take out my small axe.
Yes.
And you just start hacking away at shit.
Yeah.
Cool.
Alright.
You begin to clear the overgrowth itself from the archway.
Huh?
You clear like the vines and things like that, and try to like, get all that out.
Yeah.
And as you do, some sort of writing appears.
Right.
Let's see if either of you can understand anything of it.
So, well, we can't understand. What if it's like
I think
not
it means
old
it's
at
in
all?
a different language.
It would have been like great if you were like the archway looks like super new, like newer than anything you've ever seen. It would be like we are like old people trying to navigate the newfangled world
This
game.
looks like something you bought at Walmart.
How are your languages?
Your children are using the Hallow net, but you don't know how it works.
The youths.
Okay, that's you. And then Greg, what have you got? Greg.
Yeah.
You, though you can't fully understand it, it seems almost like a language that uses the same script and much of the same writing as the ones you know, but is not. It's almost like if you looked at, for example, Czech and Polish.
No, I get you.
It's the kind of thing where it's
they
like
both use Cyrillic.
they both use well,
Do they, or is it-
no,
No, they don't.
it's but it's the thing that you can almost understand half parts of it as you look at it.
Okay.
Danish and Swedish.
So you look at the inscriptions themselves. It could be even like ancient dialect of one of the languages you know, and you can understand it. And it says something along the lines of "May the dead who pass through be at peace. May the living who pass see the dead once more."
It's kind of nice. I am going to go ahead and roll a really quick religion check to see if I could recognize any particular scripture that's from, or like maybe ritual significance of the phrase. 17 after the bonus.
Nice guys.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, what? Never mind.
So, you roll, or you take a look, and you're searching your mind for any sort of a just anything that has to do with like, what is this? Where's this from? You vaguely recognize it from something. It seems to be something that could be a holy scripture, but also has been used for other purposes as well.
It's like the Serenity Prayer or something.
Yes,
Like
something.
originally discovered in like some 14-year-old's diary.
And it's just been subsequently.
It's been used as a religious text
Yeah.
forever.
Like it was used as it definitely has its ties to many religions,
Yeah.
but whether or not they were
Trying to predict what is setting off the sudden shifts in blue
oh
sky.
yeah, That's weird.
Okay, but no like specifics about.
no specifics, but you know it has been used for both very positive as well as some very evil kinds of rituals.
Well, having thus stated my curiosity, I will proceed through the archway and
Okay.
towards the copse of trees. How far beyond the archway is the copse of trees?
Almost immediately.
Okay.
We go towards the trees.
Ow.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Is it called? It's pronounced.
Copes.
I know how it's spelled.
C-O-P-A-S-E.
Copes.
Copes.
Cops.
I've been pronouncing this wrong my entire life.
I used to think it was corpse.
I did too.
Yeah, same.
Because I was like, what a weird and macabre homonym.
Yeah.
Synonym?
The corpse of trees.
Because I ran into it first in Redwall, and oh boy, were there a lot of corpses. Were there a lot of corpses in that series.
There were a lot of corpses in Redwall.
All right.
Brutal.
Children's series.
William, you were
Hard
following
and
a little
fast,
bit
racial
behind.
apartheid,
Yeah, I'm
enforced
sneaking
violence.
You're
along.
sneaking. You're like going behind the headstones.
As they move into
and,
the
like-
trees, I'm moving up to the
Vermin are
archway.
always
Okay.
evil.
I'm just keeping my eye on them into the trees as much as I follow.
It's my
Okay,
schedule
cool.
tomorrow.
So, you continue into the, they continue past the gate. First off,
It's the second.
and
Nice.
In-
Close.
once you guys pass the gate. Hey, yo, Greg, this is you.
Sorry.
Never mind.
Never mind.
I'm sorry,
Good.
Pedro.
You continue past the gate itself, and you almost have a chill run through you as you walk through the gate.
Okay.
Your connection to your vessel seems to have gotten a little bit better, a little bit more permanent.
Ooh.
Oh fuck! Maybe we shouldn't have sent these guys with a hangover tomorrow.
Karma, man.
Harrison,
Karma God.
you now know that your constitution, you have a +4 in constitution with a, your constitution is a 15. And,
That's not +4.
yeah, I think that it's with proficiency. +4.
Okay.
And you also feel a fire burning inside of you.
Oh, that's not good. Is there smoke coming out of his ears?
Nope.
Like a good fire.
A fire. It's warmth in your chest.
I consider this good.
Sort of magical fire that you could perhaps expel via breathing.
I tried to like breathe flame
Right.
Sorry.
into the sky.
Let me just see.
I am a dragon man. My scales, my arms.
As you walk through, you find that
Have you seen that? picture?
you're
Is this someone? It's like I am the wolf man.
you are very wise with a wisdom of 16.
Me?
No,
Or
Greg.
Greg.
And along with that, you feel like you have been gifted by those, the tricksters of the woods. They have gifted you with power.
Okay.
One. Yes. William, as you go through the gate, a little bit later on, right? You go through?
Oh,
My
No
name
gate
is
for
Lucy.
you.
just having a holy duel with somebody else's body.
I'm a ranger, and my name is Lucentius.
You
Go ahead,
find
yeah,
that
crowbar.
your dexterity
Always buy a crowbar.
is 15.
Crowbar, grappling hook. Get you out of anything.
And then you feel that your ancestry is almost calling in a way in this situation. Seems to be something that calls to the very nature of your being.
Alright.
Back to you, Nick.
All right.
You are. So, what are you doing right now?
I'm trying to discern the shape of this remaining force field.
How?
I mean, it's if the water. So if the water will, I'm gonna just pour the rest of the holy water over this.
Okay. You take your holy water and you pour it over this table, and you find that the water itself almost like bounces off of certain parts of it.
Yes, and it soaks the rest of it.
Soaks the rest of it, yes.
So, thus leaving a nice clean outline.
Yes, it does. It leaves an outline, a humanoid outline, on the table itself,
Oh, spooky.
as well as some runes around it.
Can I discern the nature of... Can I read these runes?
Let's see if you can.
Am I literate?
No, you are literate, but
Can I read?
you are literate, but you
You're
can, you
in
It's
cannot.
like this is
Wizard.
actually 3rd edition, and you're a barbarian,
Yep.
and you did not pay that skill
That's
point
what
on
it is.
character creation.
Yo, what do you think the literacy rate is for wizards in D&D?
Probably pretty high.
You would think, but
I
like
would
I don't know. Do you think there are ones that have like tomes, but they're only pictures?
Shit tier wizards.
The pop-up book of wizardry.
I'm
Yeah.
not sure how... Oh, man. Okay. That bears further...
Man walking along forest paths.
Yeah.
That'd be the best character.
So I cannot...
But I can't read.
No,
Yeah,
you,
the wizards
attempt to
make fun of you.
discern
It's
what
like-
sort of force is causing this.
Mhm.
What would that be? Is that a roll?
Go with Arcana.
Give me that roll. 7. So probably a 9.
This, the force that is causing these, the water to like, stay away from this seems to be of some sort of divine nature. You're not sure what kind, but it does not seem to be an arcane nature.
Does it feel evil?
Um,
Do I have divine sense? I'm going to attempt to
Or is
extend
it like lawful?
okay.
Or sort
Yeah,
of
you're going to
divine?
attempt to see whether or not this feels evil.
detect.
Like if it
Wait,
woke
that's-
up, would it be like, "Thank you, officer," or like,
Spell
how
that
would
has
it
been
feel?
removed
How
from
do
the
we
game.
fuck this up?
So you concentrate and you think about you're trying to figure out whether or not this is like, you know, an evil thing, and it just pops into your mind that yes, this is evil. Like this is
I know.
a magic that is without a doubt evil.
Super evil, you guys. Also, I wonder a second.
Well, that's just your
What happened to my
opinion,
bros?
man.
Now you realize that we're
Where'd they
not
go?
with you. You're just like, wait a minute. Have you guys not been following me?
I thought they were right behind me.
No,
Alright, well,
you're a one-man squad.
I'll mark this for later, and then I'll head out back towards the copse of trees. So when I exit the church, are there other groups streaming in?
Nick like bites back.
You exit
at
the
us.
church and you're facing the town. As you look towards the town, there are no others visible coming towards the church.
Yeah.
As you go around the church and, like, you know, look around the side of it, you notice that there are still like one or two that are going towards this towards the back itself.
And do they look
The latecomers.
as evil as the others?
They overslept.
Yeah.
Go ahead and give me a quick perception check.
We're trying not to draw the gods' attention to them, otherwise
10.
we give them like detention or something.
They seem to be pretty similar to the ones that you saw before. Yes,
The originals.
the original three.
Well, looks like we're gonna have to break some heads. And well, not literally. It's not their bodies after all.
This-
Beat the spirit out of them.
Well,
I'm pretty certain
we
I
won't
broke
be
my
the
nose.
murderers in the end.
That guy's gonna have a little bit of an issue the next day. But yes. So do you continue on behind the church?
Yes, I will try and track down my bros.
You continue on beyond the church, and you see that everyone, the ones that you can see anyway, are going through the gate at the end that seems to go straight into a copse of trees.
I'll follow on through. Well, can I go around the gate and still enter the copse of trees?
If you jumped over the wall, you probably could. It's about 6 6 or 7 feet high.
Well, I have no reason to do that because I have not yet walked through it or investigated the ruins. I guess I'll just witlessly proceed through.
Cool.
There you go.
As you proceed through,
Witness me.
same as the others, you have you do feel like you are more now tied to this body.
Huh. Not sure I like that.
And
Yeah.
you find that your intelligence is 14.
Huh.
Not bad.
And that you are blessed by a deity of life.
Certainly.
I'm going to close my eyes for a moment and try and reach out towards this. Can I pray? Can I be like, hey, just borrowing this body?
Okay.
I'm in the mood to I aim to misbehave.
Please don't punish this dude.
Yeah, I'm gonna screw up whatever weird ghost cult's going on over here. I don't like the sound of that. That's not how things are supposed to go. We show up for a night, we cause some trouble, we leave.
I don't know about that. It is the kind of religion I'm interested in.
Inter-party,
Inter-party
combat.
Dispel evil.
I mean, it's not like we started with that.
Right, yeah, totally not.
So,
Punch for 1 damage.
as as you pray to the goddess, and you don't seem to be getting an answer per se.
I've been expelled.
I take that as an encouraging sign. Just gonna borrow a little divine
True
power.
gods don't answer.
It's for a good cause.
Tradition, yes.
There you go.
Yeah,
All right, and now all of you are within the copse of the trees.
Do I find these guys?
With the, 25 other people.
Yes, with the 25 other people. As you, so I'm going to start with, because the 2 of you are first in, and so I'm going to start with you guys and then go around.
Yeah.
So the 2 of you guys enter into the copse of trees, and as you do, you follow the group into into a circle. Is what it seems like. Everyone seems to take a place in the circle, and it's not like they go in order for that matter. You see, like, one person go around to a pretty empty spot and stand there. Then another one go right and go to a certain spot that's right in between 2 others, and they all seem to be fitting in place around what seems to be the remnants of a statue of sorts.
Okay.
It just seems to be the base, covered in vines and almost reclaimed by the forest itself.
Right.
And it seems to be that that is the center. What do you guys do?
Can I make a quick,
How tough these
probably
dudes look.
both an Arcana and a Religion check to
Okay.
see if I can identify broadly what they might be doing? Is the pattern in which they are standing and sort of the general construction of this ritual-esque thing, is it in fact a ritual, and is it one that I recognize?
Okay. Go ahead and give me a religion first.
Okay. 8 plus 5 is 13.
Yes, it is. You're scouring your
You are?
No clue.
Alan, perhaps?
you're scouring your mind for the for what kind of
Maybe
ritual this
Pagan,
could be,
paladin?
anything to do with any religion that you know of. And it seems to be, first of all, it seems to be it's a common thing to have rituals in circles, and you're pretty certain that it is a ritual of some sort. you see that at least even before the circle itself has been completed, there are 5 figures that are slightly in the circle. So it's like they have their spot in the circle itself, but they've like stepped like about half a step forward.
Okay.
And they do seem to be on the points of a pentagram.
Yeah, of course they do. Okay.
And
Does this smell evil to you?
you're not there yet. It's just the 2 of them because they got there first.
Yes.
And yeah, you're not sure what because this is a decently common kind of
Right, yeah.
formation and everything.
Identifiable.
Yeah, it's not specifically identifiable, but it does seem to be definitely like along those lines.
Cool.
And was there anything else you wanted to know?
Have we like determined like so we're there watching this happen?
You guys are there. You guys have walked in. You're slightly on the side and like watching this.
And we like see the guys in the pentagram.
Yeah, you guys see the people that are standing there in like those like 5
The
corners of
statue in the
stars.
center.
Yeah.
And like, have we? Is he the one that knows it's an evil god? Do we all know?
You guys don't know anything.
What do you
else.
think? Though, what you tell us what you think?
I mean, like, there's no way of knowing.
Yeah, lots of people stand in pentagrams. I was also going to do a quick arcana check just to see if possibly this was like an arcane ritual instead of a religious ritual. I got a 6, and I don't actually know my bonus for arcana yet.
All right. So you rolled an 11, and it is. You're not 100% sure because this could, this type of ritual that, from all the information that you've gathered right now, it could swing either way. The fact that it is in
Still very generic.
the churchyard, it really it points to a religious ritual of some sort. And like the fact that it seems to be to do with spirits and that kind of thing, but at the same time, like this definitely has like the pentagram and that kind of thing. It's got a bit of an arcane feel to it too. Is there any actions that you guys want to take?
Nothing yet.
I mean, like, we're just there watching this.
Yeah, no, I'm just watching.
Okay. From where?
So how big is the clearing? I assume this is in a clearing.
Yes.
How big is the clearing? Like, is there
Or it's
space
mostly a clearing. Yes. Yeah.
to stand off to the side and not be like immediately present in the circle?
Yeah, you can stand amongst the trees on the side.
Okay,
if you
yeah, that's perfect. I'll stand
Are
kind
you-
of like.
Are you
within-
trying to hide it all?
I'm not having either.
Okay, cool. So you two are just like standing around the side. William, you approach as well,
Yep.
and you see most of this happening. You see where they are.
I am definitely hiding off to the side somewhere.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a stealth check just to.
for good measure.
Good minute.
Nat 20.
You disappear off the face of this plane.
So I
Yeah,
sneak. I'm gonna check on me to see if I have any sort of thing that I might be able to throw and might have a nasty effect on people.
What's
try
wrong?
it.
Thing
That's
that-
a shuriken.
1 second. I'll get to your
You know,
thing in a
AoE
moment.
potions.
What do you mean? What do you mean by like? Oh, you mean like a potion kind of thing? Or?
Yeah, or just like like basically anything I have that would, if I threw at someone, it might be like a malicious effect on them, other than like arrows that I'm assuming I have, considering
Yes,
I
you
have
do.
the longbow. Okay,
You just have to fire like random sticks.
I go to pull an arrow. You have no arrows.
You're a terrible archer.
As you search your pockets, you hear a squeak in one of your pockets, and something little fuzzy creature is in there with you.
The fuck?
It's a miniature giant space hamster. You're Minsk.
Just stare and go.
It's
Put
a
it back in the
jet-
bucket.
Perhaps a bag of trickery.
Nope.
Like a gerbil or
Perhaps a familiar.
maybe.
Throws all your ideas out the window.
I do not know how to work warlocks.
Arcane archer. I don't fucking know. Very interesting.
It's the
information.
ammo that you typically throw at things.
Yeah, that's what I put in the longbow.
Yeah, you've actually got a sling. It's just-
But other than that, you don't see any kind of like you don't feel any vials, anything like that
Your
that you could
potion
like.
came back to life.
throw
The
it.
Ingredients. It was
I'm
really
gonna very quickly try and then put my hands on myself, and I think, make me powerful, make me quick, make me buff.
Do you even lift, bro? Bull strength.
Okay.
Oh God!
Jesus
What have I done?
You're doing this, and as you do, make me powerful, make me buff, and you notice some kind of shimmering aura around you a little bit.
It's good stuff.
No, you guys don't see anything about him.
That
And he rolled a nat
20
20 on
stealth.
stealth,
Stealth
so,
is shit.
so you can't see shit. You just know that you have an aura around you
Okay.
of some sort. You have no idea what the effect is or anything like that.
This is excellent.
Uh,
Excellent.
all right, Nick,
Yes,
you have arrived, or your first question was, is the how?
Why is the forest?
See if I can do this in real
Let's
life.
see. It's All Hallows Eve. It's late in the
Make me
season.
thin.
Mhm.
What
It's
is
fall. It hasn't rained today. It doesn't seem, but at the same time, it has rained within the past few days. So it is. It's not completely dry, but it's like the forest floor is damp.
so not California levels.
No.
No, that would be too easy. That would be too easy.
I do wish we could burn everything, but
I catch up to my buddies. I'm like, oh, this looks bad. Huh?
And you only see 3 of them.
I don't know. It's a cultural
Yeah,
event.
we're
You
not
only
sure
see
what to
2 of
make
them.
of it.
Where's
Two.
Will?
Yeah, 2 of them.
I don't know. I thought he was with you.
I was in the church doing some exorcism stuff. Turns out I can do exorcisms. Don't think too hard about it. I got
You know him from being a very, very mischievous spirit. That it is very ironic
You
that he
know
is.
Yeah, we're
Yeah, you guys know
we're
each other's
ghost
story.
buddies.
Yeah.
I'm like an I was a bard in a previous life.
Yeah.
Now
He
I'm
fucked
like,
everything that moved.
Yes. I'm like, okay, so here's my take on what's going on. So the church has got like some sort of blasphemous altar. I did a partial what's the word? Reconsecration.
Okay.
There's like the holy water will drip onto the altar now, but like there's an outline where it's repelled in like the shape of a human and some runes I can't read.
Oh. I do a quick perception check to see if I can identify the source of the scream.
Okay.
Which I totally forgot about.
Yeah.
Yeah, so 14 after bonus. Like, is there just a dead person in the middle of the circle?
No, there is no dead person in the middle of the circle. You do see that one of the next to the statue that's in the center,
Yeah.
one of the pieces seems to be very, very recently broken off.
Also, this whole place stinks. It stinks of each. Can you do sense evil? I think I can. Do you want to try?
I don't know. I kind of.
Is that too late?
I sort of. Have you ever done one of those magic eye things where you sort of have to like look at it and like readjust your vision?
Mhm.
I try to do that and try to shift my vision spectrum into being able to see whether or not there's evil energy around.
Okay.
Think buff.
Harrison, I'm sorry. Could you pass me a player's handbook? It's right by Numenera over there. I just need to check something.
Which one are we?
Anyway.
Above the chest.
While he's doing that, I'll continue with my theory. So, you felt going through the
Player's
gate,
handbook,
right?
yes, that
I
one.
felt like more tied to the body.
Yeah, same. I'm definitely
I
feeling
think
more integrated.
These dudes are doing some shit to steal their hosts' bodies.
I think that's a safe bet.
So that's a no-no.
Is it?
That's against the rule. That's a big no-no. I mean, if you want a new body, there's a procedure. You go through the ring, you get reincarnated. It's a whole thing. If you
I
do
have a new
things,
body right now, though.
well,
turn
yeah,
into a
it's not your
gerbil
body.
inside
If
of
you
somebody's
try,
random
Sure.
pocket.
yeah, if you try and keep it, oh boy, do things go bad.
Like what?
I've heard stories. Well, basically, you turn into a revenant. Like right now, you know, we've still got our natural charm or spark.
With like.
You get tied to a body that's not yours, though. It's like
Do I win an Oscar?
it's a bad graft. You get necrosis both ways. Spiritual necrosis. You degrade, and you basically turn into a white. That's what I hear.
That sounds pretty bad.
Yeah. It's no good.
Players
Not
handbook.
worth it.
Verdicts? How are we doing?
So what exactly? So you're trying to do like a third eye kind of thing, like
Yeah, I'm
try
basically
to
trying to
concentrate.
like sense whether or not sense the presence of evil energies.
Or like pretty
You-
of consensus.
Sounds like a druid thing to do.
You cannot.
Cannot. Okay.
Not that you can feel like not very readily. Your concentration does seem to have some effect, but you can't really do
I
anything.
can't quite muster that specific.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
We can cross a couple things off the list for you.
Right.
Right.
How about the moon? How do you feel about the moon? Is it called to you?
I mean, I don't think so. I look up. I mean, it's the full moon, and I particularly. Yeah, no. I mean, it's the thing. It's
No. Darn. I was
Pretty.
hoping we had at least one werewolf.
Ah, yeah.
I always wanted to possess a werewolf. That sounds like it'd be fun. And thematic.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh well. Anyway.
So
I.
go ahead.
What?
No, go ahead. You,
Greg sees me and knows.
I don't actually. I'm very curious.
So I'm getting the impression this is like some bad shit. I'm like walking right up to these people.
Which ones?
Like, it's a pentagon.
Yeah. Well, you've
There's
got
like
a
20
pentagram.
people?
Yeah. There are 5 people that are in like the points of the pentagram, and by this point, all the rest is filled in by the other 20.
And you say the other 20.
So there are 25 people total.
So do you mean like on the inside, or they're in a
So-
ring around them?
So it's just like sort of. It's not even fully like that. The people who are in the center, the 5 that are in the center,
Yeah.
they're only like about half a step in past the full ring of people.
Okay.
So they're just like, you know, if they're
It's like
stepped
they're,
up,
like,
the
pretty
person.
huddled.
Yes. Exactly. It's like they're shoulder to shoulder, pretty much.
Okay. Yeah.
Are these all same species? Different species?
You can't tell because these are all the ones that are being possessed
I
by
like-
some
right,
kind
yeah,
of
so I don't see
spirits, so
Right,
you
I'm
cannot
gonna
see
give
whether
that.
or not they're
Just for.
Actually,
I like
there's a
walk
separate
up to the
question.
closest like point where there are like 2 of them stacked together.
okay. So you
How
step
far
up.
apart are they? They're like pretty like.
Are they
pressed in.
cleavable, perhaps?
They are shoulder to shoulder. Like pretty much, you've got one person, then you have 4 people shoulder to shoulder, and like the person who is like a little bit in front is just like here. Well, I can just illustrate it like this a little bit. So you've got like that,
Yes, I can do it.
and then you know they keep going like shoulder to shoulder this way.
No. Okay.
And then like 4 and 1, 4 and 1.
Ah.
Yeah. So it's like that's about how far. It's just like the people that are standing in the circle are like where their toes are, like, you know, where the front of them ends is pretty much where the back of the person who stepped forward begins, and they are pretty much shoulder to shoulder.
I like don't want to like ruin the plot, quote unquote.
Yeah.
Of the D&D game.
What are you gonna function?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I mean, this is
I
a
like
D&D.
I say hello friends, but I also roll intimidate.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
love that it's intimidate specifically.
It's a 7.
All right.
This is not very intimidating.
You say, "Hello, friends," at the circle as you come up, and like, there's a little bit of movement that you can see, but no one turns around to face you. Your intimidation roll is a 10.
Hello there.
Yeah. feeling about this.
I like stick one with my longsword.
Okay.
Preferably like one of the on the points.
Intimidation fail.
Alright.
Pah!
So you're pretty much just like stabbing them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like
Cool.
preferably more than one at once.
Okay, shit's getting kill.
All right, go ahead. Give me an attack roll real quick.
I got an 8. It's fucking terrible.
I
like
Your
miss.
strength is awesome.
give me
so.
an with advantage, please.
So you get to roll again.
You have to roll
Higher
again.
result.
Take the higher.
Fucking 5.
That's good.
So the original was an 8.
Yeah.
Okay.
Man, I wish it was like a 20.
Right.
Like my original time. Why can't I only do this when hurting my friends?
Why do I hurt everything I love?
Go ahead and
We could have waited for the Dark God to be summoned.
go ahead and give me a 1d8 attack roll.
Yeah, sure.
Attack roll. Well,
Or-
1d8. Oh boy.
That's a 10.
10, yeah. Fuck.
It's a D8.
Thank you. It's a 1.
Rolling well.
Well, no, it's a 6. So
That's true.
Yeah. So yeah, you stab into the person, and the aura you see just like recoils from the steel itself.
This is great.
And as that happens, as your blade drives into the creature in front of you, you see all of them, the whole circle, turn to face you.
excellent.
Let's
Roll for initiative.
let's try not to kill him now. That's not.
Oh,
a
that's not great.
after all.
That's a 6 roll, so
That's a 2.
I got a
unless
3.
I have any bonuses to my initiative outside of
Okay.
this,
Initiative,
Beaten on by
William.
25
I rolled a
people.
6.
Yeah, I know,
I believe
right?
that's
I'm
me.
just gonna sprint back and try and finish the exorcism. in the room.
Unless I
I
have anything.
believe so.
They're gonna summon
Special.
their fey deity.
Because it's
We had to
Dex.
stop them.
Yeah.
Okay. So you have a Dex.
Or we could have waited until it was summoned and then eventually.
So no, that's plus 4.
For 2 hours.
Plus 4?
Because Dex and proficiency
Greg, I'm
bonus.
sorry.
Okay,
I couldn't,
so,
I couldn't stop
that's a 10
myself.
Okay. 10.
I had a 14 naturally.
14 naturally. Greg.
Although I don't know
You
how we're gonna
have-
get this shit done with our high charisma guy and our high int guy,
You have
Alright.
15.
high dex guy. Oh, actually, I'm sure someone can have it.
What? Harrison, what'd you roll?
3.
A 3. Okay.
I'm
So
going to die.
that is a.
He was just like, poke. Oh. So I'm guessing no.
5.
Chicken dinner for Pedro.
Oh.
2.
Oh.
2.
Definitely no chicken dinner.
Yep.
No chicken dinner.
5. You're also at 5.
Nice.
All right. Go ahead and
No
so
chicken dinner.
So
we'll go. Greg, you had a
15.
15. So all right. Can you give me a red one?
Oh, you
Put it on
got the
top
thing
of
on
Greg's.
the jig.
Wait, it should be magnetic on there.
Should
All right. Then put a red one above his, please.
Oh, that's so cool. I had no idea that was a thing.
Oh, okay, this is gonna
I
take.
think
a-
mine might actually be at the top.
All right, so. Okay, there are a bunch of little nodules in there. Hold on, this is gonna take a moment of. Because like the magnetics aren't super strong.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. And then after that is William.
William under Greg.
Yes.
While their entire AI got hired.
The neck. Nick.
Yep.
That's good enough.
Have to be good enough.
And then Harrison.
Yeah.
And all our
act
listeners
before
can
we
see the beauty of this
Yeah.
None
on the
of it.
camera right about
We have
with
excellent
someone's
handwriting.
leg. Yeah, there we go.
Thank you to Dean for giving me this. Because it's fucking awesome.
Yeah, it's a pretty.
That's
it's pretty
really cool.
Pretty great GM shield.
Yes.
Someone's gonna roll right down there and it's gonna knock him off.
Oh, we'll have to reset. Oh no.
Alright. So, with that being said,
Oh, so
their
all the
turn
baddies
is
have a higher
first.
Yep. We gonna
Ready.
die.
Hey, y'all can die. Stealth.
The
It's okay, guys. I have really high constitution.
the 5 that were part of the pentagram, they turn away from you, and they begin a chant.
Dicks.
Thanks.
So it seems that
I
they.
tried to stab. I stabbed one of them.
Yes, you did. That is one of the ones that you stabbed.
Does he like when he turns? Does he like my sword just like in his body?
No. So like it's almost as if like the spirit inside of him turns,
Okay.
or like because like it's the body itself, and then like the thing that's possessing it, and it's just like something like its consciousness almost turns because it doesn't have like full eyes or anything like that, and like, it's like consciousness turns towards you, and then turns away. The others, however,
Physically turn.
2 of them come break out of the circle. The 2 that were right next to this one, and they go for an attack. Oh. So let's see if that hits you. Or actually, here, so that you guys can see.
It didn't fall.
What do we got?
It's a dooze.
That's 12.
12. All right. So, that the first one does not hit you. He, you see a spear that he has in his hand, and he goes to stab you, but it seems to get deflected by your armor. Could I get that die back, please?
No, it's mine now.
Thank you.
Yeah, that fell off.
Okay.
Oh, looks like I'm top of the initiative order
Yeah.
now.
What do we got?
Real actual rule.
That was another 12.
12. All right. So both of them seem to miss you.
You're a big beefy dude. Do they sort of like stab around him, or does it seem to?
No, it's just like it pretty much it hits him, but it doesn't like do any damage. It's the kind of thing where it's just like it glances off. It seems.
Yes.
Okay. Next in the order. Greg.
Is me. So
You don't have to attack if you don't want
so
to.
the 5 that have turned back to the statue in the center.
Yes.
What are they? Are they chanting?
I'm
Are
the
they
only one
gesticulating?
here.
Like, what's their?
You hear a chant, but it's not just in the air. It seems to almost permeate both mentally and physically through the space.
Okay. It's pretty cool. I would like to try to
What effect are you going for?
Tricksters of the Wood, huh? I'm gonna see if I can't try to like summon up some sort of woodland creatures to get in there and try to like distract them. Let's see if I can call like I don't know, maybe some deer, but probably not even that big. Just like squirrels and birds and stuff to come and like try to draw their attention away from whatever it is they seem to be concentrating on.
Okay. All right. 2 things happen.
Okay.
First, the sound of a small woodland creature does like hit your ears and seems to be coming from the area where you wanted there to be a woodland creature.
Okay.
And you also see an image of the creature itself as well.
Okay.
But it doesn't seem to be real.
Okay.
As in, it doesn't seem to be physically there.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Does it seem to be having the intended effects? Like, are they distracted at all by it, or?
No.
Excellent.
All right.
Okay, well then I'm going to advance towards the circle.
Towards the what?
Towards the circle. Because
Okay.
I was still standing at the edge of
Yep.
the trees. I'm going to move in towards the circle.
Okay. And next, I believe, is
Me?
William.
Will
Okay.
I am.
So first, few quick questions about my think buff.
Mm-hmm.
So do I feel like this is amplifying my strength at all?
You don't really know.
Okay, it's an aura. Do I know that I'm concentrating on it? Am I having to think about it, or?
Let me just check real quick. Because I believe so.
Okay, because that may affect what I do next.
Where are you? No, you're not concentrating.
I'm not concentrating.
No.
Okay. Then I am going to not narrow in my longbow.
Okay.
So the only people like in direct melee with him are those two like outer circle people, right?
Yep.
Okay. Well, I really want to see if I have sneak attack of any kind. So
I'm not super insulted. Well, never mind. I was gonna say they don't really consider me a threat, so I'm slightly insulted.
actually, wait. I'm gonna target the one, or I'm gonna target one of the pentagrammy ones that he stabbed,
Okay.
whoever that was.
Yep.
I'm going to think, I hope this arrow causes extra pain of magic-y sorts, and shoot it.
Okay.
You're still stealth.
Yep.
You lose stealth when you attack.
Yeah.
Okay.
Snipe.
Snipe
So,
Sniping is a stupid roll. It's like make a stealth check.
go ahead and give me
minus 20
an
penalty.
attack roll.
Attack roll. Ooh, that's a 2.
You don't shoot yourself. Good job. Well done.
Yep. The arrow misses and does not hit anyone.
Okay.
It lands in the circle.
Okay.
The arrow
And
comes to
so it's
life.
very
What does
unlike.
stone look like again?
Stone in the middle looks like the remnants of a very broken statue.
And
the
another
base
bit,
of it.
and a bit of it is like an extra new bit is freshly broken off,
Yes.
like an arm or something.
I would say it's just like, because it's really the remnants, it's just like part of the, let's say, lower leg. Crap
And
off.
with anything left, I try to go back to hiding.
Okay. Go ahead.
It's just like, let me deal with this.
Yeah. Go ahead and give me a stealth check.
Roll fucking better this time.
Nope.
That is objectively better. 9. Because that was a 3 I rolled.
All right.
That is better.
It is. It is. Can't say it's not better.
So yeah, that's a 15.
I
Okay.
wouldn't roll
No, I rolled a 3.
Oh, you
So
rolled a
it's a
3.
9
Okay, it's a
total.
9 total. Okay. So, what I will say is that you guys, the rest of you, see this arrow come out and like you look back from like where it came from, and you see behind a tree and like now trying to hide again, like it looks
super obvious.
This.
no. What you see is like this muscle-bound, like Goliath kind of human being with like, chest out, like, covered in like, oiled up gladiator type looking person.
Did you straight up cast like Tensor's transformation or something?
Apparently.
Give me a quick yeah, give me a quick wisdom check for anyone who's like a little bit like what the heck is this going?
19.
All right.
I'm what the hell is this going? I just
8 naturally.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry, I rolled a 16.
There's a 1. I do not know what's happening.
You completely believe that this is some other thing that's like come out to help you, and like it is some like really crazy buff like person. You two see through it and see your friend underneath.
Like, what is this guy? What is
minor
this
illusion.
guy doing?
We all
That's fucking great.
everything's fine.
You're
My
welcome.
turn. Time for some papal bull.
Yep.
I'm gonna try and draw. Do I have a weapon?
Yes, you do. You have a mace.
Nice. Do I have a shield?
No.
All right. With my mace in one hand and my amulet that I can't quite see in the other,
Yep.
I will try and bless my comrades so that we may, do some okay things this Halloween.
Alrighty.
Should you bless us with the strength of Pandora?
Yes. Well, no, actually, I'm
Like
inhabiting the goddess of life. which would be
unknown
what?
neutral deity, please.
Aolana.
Please.
I think it's
Did you just say Moana?
Aolana. Yeah.
no.
This is the
Moana, grant me power.
Pretty sure the goddess of life in the Greyhawk Pantheon starts with an E.
No, it's Ilmater. ILLMATAR.
Okay, yeah, no, I don't know who she is.
Yeah.
But she's cool with me. Because she hasn't smoked me by now.
Yep. Alright.
Yeah, you're like soul deity.
You're getting
like,
along famously.
I have not been smoten.
Even the
Alright.
deity that returned me to life doesn't get my respect. Not proving itself.
Alright. Are you blessing yourself? Or are you just blessing your
Yeah,
comrades?
he's being very selfish.
Yeah.
Sorry, what are you
Nick.
blessing us?
Yes,
Are you
I'm blessing them.
Them. Okay, cool.
And
A
then I
charitable
am
prison.
charging towards the stone.
No, Nick.
And if I can jostle one of the pentagram guys on my way in, I'm
Okay.
gonna do that too.
Cool. So you guys, whenever the other three of you, whenever you make an attack roll or a saving throw before the spell ends for the next minute, you get to roll a d4 to add to the number rolled to your attack roll or saving throw. So that is for the next minute, pending concentration. As for you, you're trying to charge into the circle.
Well, specifically, I want to one of the intern and the pentagram guys. I want to bowl past them while I try to sprint to the stone to
Okay.
do some magic-y shit.
Go ahead and give me a strength check.
Natural 20.
Nice.
Alrighty. You just like take off running and you
I hunch down.
boom, move you pretty much use your shoulder to move the guy out of the way.
Shoulder check.
You actually like make him fall forward on his face.
Nerd.
As you run into the actual center of the pentagram. And the circle itself. Okay, and that's
I think that's my
I
turn.
think that's your turn, yes.
Harrison,
I
backing
like
up, bro.
take my sword out of the guy it's currently stabbed in.
So actually the guy that was currently stabbed in is now on the floor because he was just mowed down by Nick.
Excellent. I use my now free sword
Try not to murder them too hard.
and like now
Murder's
embiggered by
not
the fact
super
that I
hard.
think some like large like muscled stranger has come to assist me.
Yep.
I attack like one of the other two people.
Alright, go ahead.
I would like to rage.
I would like to
That's an
rage.
18.
18?
Yeah.
Alright. That is plus yeah, alright, that hits. Cool. Go ahead and give me a 1d8, please.
There's a 4.
Mm-hmm. All right. So that's 9 damage. Okay. And you do have a bonus action, which I completely forgot about last time. So you can do another attack if you'd like.
I do another attack.
Okay. Go ahead. Same guy?
Yes.
Okay.
Is he perhaps very angry?
I roll a 15.
15. Hits.
1 more d8.
Mm-hmm.
New Star Wars trailer now.
Nice.
It's
That's a d10.
Oh fuck!
I'm really not feeling the new,
You're right.
Don't worry. It's fine.
the new
It's a
trilogy.
d8.
Really?
No,
I totally am into it.
it's pretty good.
I
mean, we've only
have
seen one film,
6.
obviously.
What?
6.
6. Alright. So you slash one way with your longsword, then come back around in the other way, slash up, and going around the spear that was stabbing at you. Pretty much the creature in front of you, you see after the first slash, the aura of it inside of this being falter a bit, and then after your second slash, it almost drives the thing out, and it dissipates.
Is his sword holy? Can I see it?
You can see it; it seems normal. But you see now that creature is no longer within the body. You see the body of what seems to be a farmer.
Oh, you killed a dude.
And fall on the ground,
Oh,
bloody and
we're
dead.
evil now, irrevocably. Oh.
Do I notice his aura change at all?
Not really.
Everything's
Or do you spare the dying? Well, I don't know. I don't know if I spare the dying.
All right, so that was your attack and your bonus action.
Yeah.
Anything else that you would like to do in terms of like moving or doing anything else? You're still in threat range of the other guy.
I try to get out of threat range with the other guy.
All right, so that is no. Disengage. You wouldn't be able to both disengage and move because that takes a full action.
Can I?
So you can move, but it would provoke an attack of
Can't
opportunity.
you shift? Isn't that a thing? You
That's 5e. Or no, that's 3.5. Not a
4th edition.
and 4th edition. So anything before 5e had
There's
a
no
5-foot step.
5-foot stepping.
No, you have to use a disengage action that will let you provoke no opportunity attacks while moving, but that is an action versus a move action.
Interesting.
Yeah. And rogues can do that for free, pretty much, because they can use their bonus action for that. So you can move out of the way, but only if you're fine with provoking opportunity attack.
I won't move.
Okay, cool.
Stand resolute.
And then it's back to the top, I believe.
Yep.
All right.
Reds.
Yeah, what do the enemies do?
All right, can you pass my die, Nick, please?
Oh, it's heavy.
Yes. First, the one right next to you, Harrison, the one that has tried to hit you with a spear before,
Yeah.
is going to try again. What do we got?
8.
Misses.
9.
The one who got thrown on the ground by you gets back up and goes right back into its spot in the pentagram, and the chanting intensifies.
Did my knocking it down seem to interrupt them at all?
You did feel a break in the actual chant in the whole thing, so yes, it did. And then from the circle comes one more to try to hit you. This one seems to be with a pitchfork. What do we got?
13.
13. Can you give me my die, please? So, nope, that misses as well. it just like, keeps bouncing off of the armor that you have as they like try to stab through it. And yes, the chanting intensifies, and you feel that there is quite a bit of magic or like some magic starting to rise from the circle itself.
See, we could have let them go through with it.
And next is Greg, I believe.
Yes.
Greg.
So I would like to try to compel one of the sort of central figures to stop participating in this chant.
Alrighty.
Basically going to try to like Imperious curse them.
Alrighty. Go ahead and give me roll 5d8s.
What?
You did.
3, 4, 5.
It's a lot of D8.
9.
You got an 8.
Okay, so 6, 18, 26.
26. As you're like concentrating on one of those and like trying to get them to stop what they're doing, you notice that a few of the people on the outside of the circle, like actually most of the, or let me just check something real quick.
Yeah. I know what you did.
What'd you do?
I have no idea what I did.
You just
Most
murdered at the
most of the
town.
people on the outside of the circle.
Okay. Nice.
Best spell. I love that spell. It's such
Fall
a
to
good
the ground asleep.
Alright, very cool. Alright, so I can cast sleep. Good to know.
At least once. It's a pretty good sleep
How
roll.
many of them fell asleep?
It is like there are only like a few of the outside like rings still
But
standing.
the inner ring is totally fine.
The inner
There are
ring.
only like 5 guys in the inner ring.
Yep.
We're even in the odds, boyos.
Really?
Alright.
Okay, Big Blue.
I mean, it's the best thing.
Did you just draw on your phone?
Yes, yes I did.
Cool. Next,
I believe.
Me.
Say William.
William.
Okay.
Or actually, Greg, do you want to do anything else?
Oh, where am I at this point? I have moved towards the circle.
You're moving towards the circle. You're probably about 15 feet away from the ring that just pretty much fell asleep.
This is a perfectly acceptable place to be.
Staying on the edge amongst the trees.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to raise my hand up, aiming
Okay.
it at one of the pentagrammy people.
Okay.
And I'm going to say, Magic Pain Beam!
Special beam cannon.
Kame! Kame! Yeah.
All right.
And I'm going to see if any... If not, I'm going to throw an arrow and try and shoot that.
What does the scout say about his power level?
All right.
Go web!
What else? Let me just check
How do I
something real
shout
quick.
web? Oh my god, it's Alfred Molina.
I understood only the first half of that reference.
It's from the original Shoot to Whoop video, Firing the Laser.
Oh my god. That's even before my time, I think.
I'm old.
So
Like
as
the
you're
game's
like
so
thinking
bad.
this and you're trying to like inflict pain upon them, you just like something within you snaps in a way, and you just start hurling insults at this this one.
Mocking him viciously.
I mean,
Yes!
emotional pain is very real pain.
I think we've solved what class you are.
It's hard to be the bard!
You doing alright?
And
Doing skill monkey thing.
I'm literally just trying to find like the best shit. I'm pushing myself.
go ahead and give me a 1d4.
1d4. 4.
All right. Okay. So you see the creature that is or the one that is closest to you like wince in just like just like you see it almost turn its attention towards you.
That's my spectral appearance. Why'd you have to go there?
Yeah, but then it snaps back towards the center.
Power of positive thinking.
Nick.
I sprint towards the center stone.
Mm-hmm.
And I attempt the same sort of exorcism channeling into the central stone as affected the
All right.
as I used on the altar outside. The power of that lady compels you. It's
right.
not lifeful.
You go ahead and you go into there and put your amulet down. You're at the ring in the center.
My mace and everything.
And
I don't think banging the mace actually helps at all, but it makes me feel better. It makes me feel more effective.
Hello?
Oh God, no! It's begun.
all right. Let me just check something.
I mean, pouring an exorcism into the focus of their spell is probably going to do something.
My mockery from this distance is, my last mockery is, be gone, or I will be forced to taunt you a second time.
That sounded like there was a failed chicken dinner.
Ooh, no, it was actually not. Why are we bringing this cup to the back?
I have no idea. So as you do, you feel your power going into the you all see this. You all see like a light coming out of like this amulet and like surrounding this this statue itself, and you hear the voices and like both psychically and physically intensify to almost try to compensate for this. As like this, the light almost drowns out the ability.
Go! Do we just leave it hanging here as they for the rest of the turn? I'm just doing this, and they try to do
Whatever the Bobo's JoJo's Bizarre Adventure to be continued music is.
It's a roundabout.
And like it just like keeps building and building in the center. But the darkness just seems to be, like, you get through, like, the light keeps closing in, but it doesn't seem to be able to go as far as it did on the altar. And it's just like, as it pushes in, like, from the inside, like, something keeps pushing it out. And it just, like, you feel your will being pushed back, almost.
Maybe if I go back and re-exercise the altar, that'll be more effective. Finish exercising it. Or destroy it.
And the mace that you're
Bang, bang, bang!
I'm trying to hit that with, like, just give me a quick strength check.
4.
Yeah. It's just like, it pretty much bounces off, like, as you're hitting it with this.
As you do when you hit a rock.
Yeah, pretty much. But even like before it actually hits the rock, it's bouncing off of something before it. But you see that the eyes of the 5 that are still awake have started to have like their attention, as much as it is on the center stone, has also seemed to begun to encompass you.
Come on, you sons of bitches! I'll exercise all of you!
All right.
I'll put you both together.
Anything else, or are you just gonna keep concentrating on doing that right now?
I will try and I will spend the rest of my time like trying to hold back and destroy the spell, while ideally they
give me a quick wisdom.
They put these mofos down.
Go ahead.
Oh, you want dice? That's what you want. Yeah.
What do you got?
Gross, that was a 6.
Okay. All right.
Is this a 6 or a 9?
The bottom's a 9.
Oh, so it's a 9.
All right, cool. Good to know. All right, perfect. Harrison,
Yes.
you are up.
I want to attack the chanting guy
Okay, go ahead.
They're right next to each other.
with my.
Is that normal? I guess it's normal.
It's a 1.
Yes!
So that was your first and second attack.
That was my first attack.
First attack is 1. All right. You go to like attack the first guy, and like as you swing the other guy with you're talking about one of the chanting guys. That's who you're trying to attack, right? The guy with the spear who has been trying to stab you a bit. Like his spear pretty much gets in the way and like knocks your sword and knocks you off balance a bit. Go ahead and roll your second attack.
It's a 13.
13. Okay, that time it hits. Go ahead and give me 1d8.
Let's be here.
Steel Griggs.
That's a 2.
All right. Guy that you stabbed at the very beginning. You go ahead and stick it into him again, and
Right back into the stab wound.
yeah, right back in where you think that it was, and you feel like the aura of him just like writhe around like where your sword is, and it just it feels very like you're doing some damage there, it seems. And is there anything else that you're doing? So that's 2 attacks right now. Are you moving or are you just staying there? Okay, cool. That's fine. So now it's back to the top and back to them. So what they're going to do is
Is it like enjoying it writhe or like I'm not enjoying it writhe?
it's a ow motherfucker ride. It's like ow motherfucker, but I have to finish this kind of thing.
Okay.
And
You might just be better served just physically hauling him out the circle.
and so
Rather than chewing through his health, you just remove him from the spell.
during their turn, so first 2 of them are going to attack you. So the first one, yeah, that works.
Oh, fuck.
These are the chanting ones, or these are the other? They're the ones that didn't fall asleep from the
Yes.
exterior.
These are the ones.
How many non-asleep guys are there?
It was really just that one guy right now, who was attacking you.
Oh, okay.
And he was also like just barely able to like stay awake.
I'm sad for the guy who's possessing. I don't have non-violent moves.
All right, you get stabbed for
Strange reasons.
Do we even have any?
We'll be back shortly.
Do we have like? Oh wait, we have one person watching.
That might be
Still Jason.
Oh, it was gone for most of the time.
Yeah.
No, I haven't been playing PUBG. No, I was not playing PUBG. 2 years when you went. Yeah. So everyone's like, oh, I thought you could do it. Like, what did you get to do this thing? No, I was actually.
we're back online, by the way.
Oh, beginning, I was in a conference, and then a conference call, and then afterwards, like, just played on one.
So yes, in case you folks missed it, bum 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 can't hit him.
Yes.
Yep.
We're doing some pretty cool ish. Well, I am going to have to try and save that farmer. Hopefully he's not bleeding out too fast.
So,
Please work, please work, please work.
he still seems to be able to hit.
Wait, shit. How
He
many
is
of
not
those do I-
intimidated by your 90s tits.
How many of those?
I
do
mean,
have
that's
at
got to
third
be
level?
thousands of years in the future. Imagine what like
He is the best.
Yeah.
3400 dancing might look to us. It'll be terrifying.
Pretty weird.
Probably a lot of metallic legs
You know.
hovering involved.
So,
or it could just be Mad Maxing it.
Just be Mad Max.
so Harrison, you
I
still
think
get
it's
hit
sci-fi,
for 15 damage.
Shit.
He did crit.
That's some damage.
Oh well, yeah.
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 Was a nat 20.
Yeah, that one's in
Harrison,
there.
how you feeling?
You know, I'm not really sure.
Mm.
Kind of like
Some
self-assess.
It's like,
Yeah.
that was my kid. I think
You're like,
The whole kid.
that hurt. That definitely hurt quite a bit. Like, it was quite a painful hit. He got you in the side, probably the kidney.
That was my drinking kidney.
And now, the chanting in the middle. Nick, I would like you to give me a saving throw, please.
Oh, 7.
7. All right.
I wish I blessed myself.
So, you feel that some of the energy, pretty much of like, you know, the chanting and all that, has been redirected into you.
It's like squishing me.
Like a dark energy coming at you and trying to like.
Come at me, bro!
Yep, pretty much.
I thought it was like you've taken control of the ritual.
I'm just like, come on!
Nick
Let's
is our
go!
dark god.
And
I'm
then.
a better cleric than this guy's body ever was.
And you will take 6 damage.
Ooh. Well,
It's not bad at all.
I mean, I don't know my
It's the
HP
guy
though.
just took 15.
Yep. And like you feel
I'm twisted because like my regular character's a barbarian. So.
So you were shooting people.
But I'm like, oh, I have a level 3 cleric right now, so who knows? Although I do have +2 charisma, constitution, I think.
and you have and currently like you feel like an oppressive force on your mind almost. So just so you know.
Just so you. Oh, good.
JSYK.
It's me.
Oh, hold on. Concentration.
Yes.
I succeeded. It says
Yep.
a 16.
Mm-hmm.
What happened if I saved that? Oh, is that an iPhone charger I can borrow?
What?
iPhone charger.
Currently my mobile charger is dead.
somewhere.
I sucked the last out of it, so.
Yeah. Where would it be?
Oh, I could ask Pedro to borrow things.
I don't think he has an iPhone. Oh wait, yes he does.
Yeah, because I remember because he left it at my house.
Yeah. Yeah. So you can go ahead and ask him. Greg, go ahead.
So at this point, I have not been able to successfully put them to sleep. I think I mostly just want to like try to disrupt them physically.
Okay.
So I'm gonna pick one of the chanters.
Okay.
This
is which one? You have one of them that has been hit a few times by one of your friends.
Yeah.
And the rest have not been hit at all.
We're doing a
radical combat. Yeah, let's focus fire.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go for the one that Harrison's hit a couple times, and I'm basically just gonna try to channel my magical energies into some sort of like physical force.
Okay.
Just dealing damage.
Cool. As you do, you feel your energy coalesce into a crackling bolt of purple energy, and go ahead and roll an attack, spell attack.
With D4.
One's mine, one's Peter's.
Ah, yes. That's not what I thought it was. 9 plus 1 plus my attack.
One.
All right. So you said 9 plus 1?
Yeah, 9
So
plus
10.
1 from the blessing.
Okay. All right. Go ahead and roll a d10 for me.
Okay. 7.
Cool. Just check real quick.
Alright.
So is that a global warming pussy?
Yeah, his sister was in town for the climate march.
That was the day of the thing.
That was our
Because she made
pandemic.
dinner for us.
Yeah.
It was a potato dish. It was good.
Yeah.
I don't remember much else. That and then we had fucking Surfside at
Yeah,
3 a.m.
Because
Meg made a run at 3
wow, you
a.m.
guys
like
are
a
cranky.
boss.
Yeah.
Did I ever tell you that? She walked in and was literally like, I don't think we had even said anything,
Yeah.
and she just assessed the room and was like, these guys are hangry. They need food.
Oh, that was great.
I mean, she made the correct assessment.
Right, yeah.
How did you do in season 1 of Pandemic?
We did
We did
well.
well.
We got the
Scored
second highest
77,
team.
78?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, second highest victory condition.
Yeah.
Have you heard the scenario for the second one?
We have.
Yeah. Can't wait to play.
Anyway, so
But
how did my
The
damage
the
feel?
bolt of crackling energy goes from your hands and hits the guy, and he it hits him straight on in the back,
Shazam.
and he staggers to one knee, and just barely manages to push himself back up.
No! Ah!
So the sleeping dudes, are they still?
They're still asleep.
Are they still possessed?
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. So you seem to see that both the spirits and the actual people are there. Yeah. Are you doing anything else, Greg?
No.
Okay.
William.
Alrighty. So, knowing that my magical pain beam does 1d4 of damage, I'm gonna go back to my longbow
Okay.
and try and shoot the one who's barely clinging on.
Go ahead.
Remember, act D4.
Yep.
I don't get those. I think I need them, so you better darn use them.
That's an 8 plus a 3, so 11 total on my end.
Okay. That hits.
Okay. How much is that to hit?
It was a 15.
Oh, well, I mean, how much
Oh.
do I roll?
Damage is 1d8.
1d8.
Attack it.
That's a 3
Okay.
plus whatever.
Alright. So you knock your arrow and you pull it back. Still, of course, to all of you, to the two of you, you see it as like him underneath the skin of a mighty thing.
Right.
Whereas you just see like this mighty man just like coming with a bow and just like, it feels like he's going to pull the bowstring like right off the bow, and then like the arrow flies right past you and into the guy that in whose gut you have your sword, hitting him in the back of the head, knocking him down to the ground, dead.
All right.
His as the arrow hits, the spirit from there just begins to dissipate, but instead of fully dissipating, it moves to the stone in the center.
Where I am fighting.
Yes,
It's not my
And,
and it is your turn. Oh, wait, you go ahead.
well, feeling charged by that,
Mm-hmm.
and because I believe this is a bonus action, I'm going to feel like I'm singing something
Okay.
and boost along our dear cleric-y looking fellow.
I'm feeling inspired.
11:30.
Okay, yeah, time to get bust some ghosts.
It's not.
And so, yeah, you are now inspired.
So what's it happen? So if you're on a car when the metro closes, we'll just run to the end of the line,
Yeah.
or say get
Yeah,
off.
yeah.
Or,
That the 11:30 is when the last train starts from the end station, I believe.
Oh, is that true?
I believe that's the case.
Each station has like its hours stamped on the gate that are like the last train departs here in this direction at this time.
Can I be trapped inside the metro?
If they know that they have passenger trains inbound to a station, they will not close the station.
Okay, and go ahead.
Inspired by my friend's song, goof though he is, I attempt to complete the exorcism.
Yeah.
and drive the spirits now weakened and out of sync
Mm-hmm.
out of the out and destroy this dark magic entirely.
All right, go ahead and give me a wisdom roll.
And I'm going to use my inspiration on this. What is
Go
that?
ahead. Inspiration. You mean from him?
Yes.
I'll take care of that.
Boston feels good.
That's
Boston makes me.
a 7.
Okay.
Dang, I keep
Um,
knocking the thing.
You urge the all the goodness that you can muster from around you, all the life you want to make sure that this undeath does not take these
Not how things are supposed to go. It's a very strict Franken schedule that needs to be adhered to.
And you just focus on this, and you keep pushing, and your light seems to start to inch closer and closer to the statue. But it has not yet been able to hit the statue itself. It keeps getting closer and closer, but
Almost. And I think it's gonna.
yeah.
Magical
So you're gonna take your whole turn to just
just
keep going. Then.
Come on,
Harrison.
get out of town.
I attack the man who also had you killed the other guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're doing a whole lot.
Shot
of
him in the
The
head.
guy in front of me.
Yeah. The guy who stabbed you in the kidney is still alive.
He's not asleep.
No.
I attack this guy.
Go ahead.
Is this spear still in the kidney?
17.
It's,
Plus a D4.
No, he already used that, didn't he?
No.
Yeah,
Well, you can
it's
use it
bless
as
is
a limited one.
I thought it was
unlimited.
just one time.
That's a cantrip called Guidance,
Mm-hmm.
and that only applies to its
Bless is a
chips,
level
I
1
think.
spell that
Bless
you...
is one of the best low-level buffs.
It
in the
is.
game.
It's amazing.
I will roll this D.
You always need
Yeah.
Plus this
somebody.
D4.
Well, Bless does not apply to damage.
It's yeah.
Only a 4.
Alright, cool. And then go ahead and give me your second attack.
You know, blessed applies to the
An
to
8.
hit. So you roll your D4 now.
D4 now because it only applies. To
Yeah, it
attack.
doesn't apply to damage.
So that would be 11.
Okay. And roll me damage.
8.
Nice.
Alright.
It
So-
misses.
So you take the first time like you manage to knock the spear away, and step forward, slashing at him again, and then on the uppercut he almost manages to get out of your way, but it seems that something just divinely lets you like give that one extra bit of reach as your sword slices through his throat. And the spirit dissipates, his body falling to the floor.
It's just another farmer dude.
Yes.
We're really good at this, guys.
It's not our
Look, I
problem
don't
to
like
clean
the
up.
farmers that die when fighting me. They deserved it.
And then are you going to do anything else, Harrison? You have movement, if you would like.
I turn around towards the epic pentagon.
Okay. Are you going to go inside of it, or are you going to stay outside? Pretty much everyone else is either asleep or part of the ritual now.
I
Asleep,
can attack
dead,
them
or the
more. I move within distance where I can attack another chanting person next turn.
Okay. And are you
That's it.
are you stepping through, or are you staying outside of the circle?
For the moment, outside of the circle.
Okay. You are able to make it.
Okay.
And so we're back to the top of the order. So, let's see. Alrighty. At this point, you notice that the spirits that you have seen inside of the ones in the ritual itself, they seem to be like solidifying. So where they were in amorphous form, what is happening now is that like the amount that the like amorphous form that was in the arms, for example, is beginning to dissipate and or like expand into actual like things that look like arms, and the ones in the legs and everything is supposed to they're almost
So it's
like
filling out.
yeah, it's filling out the bodies in which they are inhabiting.
Don't have a lot of time.
Um,
Is this including for the ones that are asleep?
yes, this is including the ones that are asleep. And Nick, give me a concentration, or give me a saving throw. Yes.
16.
Alrighty. The pressure that you have been feeling, that you felt in your head, is like you're able to shake it off at this point. And yeah, the chanting seems to just get stronger. Although you do feel that there is a chink in like the armor kind of thing.
I'm gonna focus in for one last burst.
All right.
Say, Mike.
Correct.
Soon-ish.
I know. We're gonna be done.
Yeah. Well, should be
Yeah.
I don't know if this is a thing that I can do, but I'm gonna give it a shot. I am going to try to abjure these spirits and like dismiss them back to their home plane. Like essentially, I'm just trying to cause them to no longer be inhabiting these bodies.
So turn undead, abjuration.
Sort of, yeah. I'm not even trying to destroy them. I'm
Circle
just trying
against
to like
evil.
get them
Go
out
away,
of
please.
this plane.
Okay. All right.
I have no idea if this will work. In fact, I suspect it will not, because the spell that I'm wanting to cast is, I think, 4th level.
So you are trying to
You're a wizard?
I do.
let's see.
Classic party.
Yep.
So, as you try to concentrate on making these spirits leave, you are unable to. Or actually, hold on a second. We'll just see. I need to read up on something.
As we investigate the arcane mysteries of life and death.
You feel that you reach out with a force that would be able to do something in this way, but you can't get it out past yourself.
Okay. Okay.
You got your move action.
Yeah, I'm gonna I'm basically sensing that this energy is kind of still manifested,
Yes.
stored in my hand.
Just give him
I'm
a
gonna
spear.
kind of I'm gonna Inigo Montoya Father guide my sword this shit,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna move towards one of the
Just give him the
one
spear.
of the dudes.
All right.
Lay on hands.
Shabam!
Dap
Right in
booty.
the chest.
Dap booty.
Highs or lows?
Highs.
You managed to get up to one of the figures, and as you touch it, you almost feel the consciousness of the person who you're possessing, and it responds to you, to your touch, and very positively, and you feel that the creature inside just begins to weaken, and it gets squeezed out. Like where it starts, where it had started to like take on the form, it just like it loses that, and then it's just like it gets smaller and smaller, and then just like dissipates out of the person.
Right.
Does the
Okay.
person regain consciousness? He's like,
And the person falls down unconscious.
So we
But
try to
alive.
Destroy the statue.
So now there
I'm just trying to
there
disrupt
are
the ritual.
there are 3 people still left doing the ritual.
and the at least one of the spirits has remained in the area.
It seems to have almost been absorbed into the ritual itself.
So it's me versus 3.
William.
Alrighty.
Get him in the chokehold.
And
I-
give me another inspiration.
You
please.
break his back. Did you use your inspiration?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
because
Then-
this is end game.
Yeah.
The
So
ritual's almost
I'm
finished.
going to do some vicious mockery
Okay.
of one of the 3 remaining people, the one who looks most damaged, I guess.
No,
Okay.
you mock
If any of
them.
them are damaged. And here's what I'm gonna say.
I'm getting with pumpkins, and I'm gonna scare the hell out of you.
There we go.
But like,
So
Who is he?
so yeah, I'm gonna mock him for whatever it's
Mhm.
worth, and then I'm going to inspire you with the dance.
Okay.
Did you
I'm-
watch that?
That's special. Oh,
No,
I
sorry,
watched it
no,
like a
no,
few
no.
minutes of
Did
it.
you
Please
read
give me a
the,
nat 20 on this one.
The reactions.
Just for the cinematic ending.
The other skeleton.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Of the writers.
Yeah. And they were just like, we found a $12.99 suit.
All right.
Right, yeah.
But he is inspired to me.
Yeah,
Yep.
you're inspired with a David Pumpkins dance.
Alright, I'm gonna have to look
Alright.
this up. One.
Cool.
David
never
S.
seen David
Pumpkins.
No.
All right.
oh my god.
So,
Christian.
with this final push of your
Okay, there's 100.
of your guys
With
finale.
Finale.
Nothing.
With the final push of the of your divine amulet, you're able to get that energy, and the pentagram has been weakened. 2 of the points have been taken down, and it just closes in until it's pretty much touching the obelisk, and then one small tap from your mace, and the light explodes off, and you see it go through the each and every one of the figures that are laying there, and see the spirits pushed out. And as you see that, the light also goes through you guys, and you see that your spirits, your spirits, pushed out of the bodies that you have possessed.
Do I finally get to see what the fuck the body was?
Yeah.
Colonel.
Hey!
You have managed to save the town.
Yay. And we only killed like 2 dudes.
Well, do I have
There are probably
How
5
many
people in there.
Tiefling, so I was right on that.
Also, I totally messed up your strength. It was a straight saving throw.
Okay.
I do have
Oh
my guy
God,
does
yeah,
have
my
Spare
thing
the
was
Dying.
17.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Constitution 15. Everything else is average except for charisma, which is actually not so bad.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And there you have it. That is our.
I did have a fire breath weapon.
Yeah, you did. You never used it, but
I tried. I was like, I tried. Whatever.
Oh, sorry.
I have
I
a shield.
I totally.
Yeah, it's totally simple too.
Does breastplate have disadvantage on stealth?
Yes. No, no.
No, I don't.
I was at Dragonborn.
Yeah,
God.
Yeah, that was the fire burning inside.
yeah.
I misunderstood
A pet mouse!
the Fae. Like I assume it's an arc. I've never played a warlock.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, that's
Fae
your
power
pact.
source.
Yeah.
Pact. I had assumed you meant like gnome
Yeah.
or something. But because I forget, because in D&D gnomes are different. In Pathfinder, gnomes are actually like Fae,
Yeah.
like from way.
So
way
was
back.
I using like my channel divinity?
You were using a combination. I did just a combination of your channel divinity and
Some spells.
yes.
Bane, perhaps.
No, it was
My intimidation is actually not that bad.
It's like a cinematic fusion.
Restoration. Lesser
Yes, there we
restoration.
Oh,
It's like, get out of here, Stalker.
I could have hellish rebuked you.
So
Yeah.
everyone just comes.
Oh, that would have been so good.
Everyone comes back to consciousness. Just like, what? Whoa! What the heck happened here?
Yeah. You guys wake up, you see that everyone is like there and like a few of their friends are dead and they're just like All Hallows Eve. It seems that they are in shock and amazed, but also not that surprised. It seems that
happens
All
here.
Hallows Eve in this area has been a night where one should be careful.
Right. Yeah. 2 dead people is really not that bad for an All Hallows Eve.
And they're like, whoa.
Well, normally it's just like, maybe no one will die, but there are some people who are changed.
Yes.
I'd just like to point out this bard has a better AC than my character in the other game. He's got an 18 AC.
And well, everyone who was on the stream, thank you for joining us.
Bard?
Yeah, thanks everybody for
Thank
tuning
you
in.
very
I
much.
hope you enjoyed it, and we will see you next week.
I would rather stay.
I don't
Something.
know. I'll be in
Yeah,
class.
yeah, we don't know yet.
I would
Alright,
rather
well,
stay and debrief
thank you.
longer, but
All right, have a good night. If you could stop stream.